Hello, hello, and welcome everyone. How is it going today? What's up? Hello, hello. Hi, Daniel. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Hi. How are you today? The question of the day to everyone, by the way, before I say hi to everyone, Daniel, you get a little bit of a early hello. But I have a question for you guys today. The question of the day for today's stream is, what scares you? Maybe it's clowns, maybe it's flying, maybe it's heights. I don't know. But what scares you? Thank you all for coming here today. I see breadcrumbs in here. Hello, breadcrumbs. What's up? That intro song always gives me hype. Me too, right? Um, Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna mess this up. You're gonna have to let me know how to say your name properly. Shandila? Shandila? I hope I got that right. If not, please let me know. Let me know. Um, so proud of you, Haley. Oh, look at the love coming from Daniel. We appreciate that so much. Hola, what's up? How's it going, EE? What's up? Good to see you here. Mama Lisa in the building. My mom is here. Hi, mom. Who else we got here? I got Daniel again. Woohoo is right. Um, get that hype in the chat there. B, how's it going? How's it going? Clowns for sure. Oh my god, wait, why is the raffle still going? The raffle is not going yet. Hang on. We need to stop that right now. I must have not turned it off from last time. Oh my goodness. Let me see here. Sorry, I'm gonna pause for one sec as I quickly turn off the thing. However, there might be a giveaway later. All right. There we go. The raffle's closed. Michael, thank you for the follow. Welcome in here. What scares you? Welcome to the stream, but that's our question of the day. You have to answer it now. You showed up. You got to answer it. It's part of the rules, if you will. Welcome in. Thanks for joining in. Scorpions absolutely terrify me, Donovan. That's a fair one. That's a fair one. That's fair. Mama Lisa says something bad happening to you scares me, Brengra. I mean, it's a mom thing. I think it's a mom thing. That's fair. That's very fair. Shan is fine. Awesome. I will call you Shan. Sounds good. Bren, by the way, I reached affiliate. What? Congratulations. Good job making it to affiliate. So proud of you. Look, I remember when you were just a young non-affiliate person streamer. It's so great. But awesome. Oh, we got a hydrate already. Jeez, EE. Dang, you're already hydrating me, keeping me all nice and good, so I don't hear my lips smacking because I haven't drank water in 2 seconds. I'm not scared of much in this world, but God, these scorpions freak me out. That's fair. That's really fair. Big congrats. Yeah, everyone sends congrats to E. Exactly. What's going on? What's up, Falk? How's it going? What's going on? Well, today, the question of the day is, what scares you, Falk? So that's what I'm wondering. What scares me is not having friends and family. So being alone, I think that would be Daniel. That's fair. That scares me too. I hear that. What scares me as a parent, the unthinkable scares me. Oh, okay, okay. So we got a parent in chat. Well, Nico, my mom is also here, who's also a parent, and her answer was very similar to yours. Clowns are freaky. Yeah, clowns are freaky. I mean, I don't know. Like, there's certain clowns that aren't too freaky, but some clowns are really freaky. Freaky deaky. The fear of heights. Okay, that's a good one. The Bear Project. What's up? How's it going? Good to see you here. This is the first time I think I've actually run into you on Twitch, aside from the Mr. Ken Carter stream. I know you were there for that one. I think this is the first time I've seen you on Twitch outside of Twitter, because we've become pretty good Twitter friends recently. I've seen. Bear, thanks for joining in. Appreciate you. What are you scared of? What is something that scares you? That's what I'm wondering today. However, welcome to everyone that's joined in. Thank you for joining and saying hello. If you don't know me, hi. First off, my name is Bren. I'm a Canadian podcaster with a passion to form connections with individuals from all walks of life. On Connections, the show you're watching today, I explore the world through my guests' unique perspectives while gathering an insightful understanding of how they interact and perceive life. In this show today, I will ask questions which will uncover stories of humble beginnings, triumphant successes, motivations, inspirations, struggles, and realizations. Today's goal is to continue making connections to spark meaningful discussions. So those of you that are new here, welcome. For those of you that have been here, welcome. But I'm going to direct it to the people who maybe is the first time you've ever been here. I'm going to direct your eyes to the corner of the screen here. It's going to be down there, right underneath the chat, and not my camera, which is totally not focused right now. There we go. The to the Bren coin, that little blue icon at the very bottom of the chat, there is going to be a little blue bee. It looks like Bitcoin. Bitcoin, don't sue me because I don't have money, but the we call it the Bren coin. That is our channel points here. You get channel points from all types of things, but probably the main two things you're going to get channel points from today is going to be from following, if you do, if you choose to. If you don't want to, that's okay too, and also watching the stream. And you can use those Bren coin to purchase some things. One of the things that I appreciate more than anything is sending the love. If you guys would love to, at any point in the stream, we'd love for you to spam love throughout the stream. And we've already got EE using up the some of the Bren coins already, but we also got things that are kind of common to across Twitch, like your hydrates, your posture checks, things like that. But we've also got things like a sound alert that says you're doing great, Bren. If you want to, I'm just fishing here for compliments, but it's fine. Yes, oh, exactly. Thank you, Folk. Right there, sending the love right there. It'll pop them on the screen, almost on any screen, I think. I think there's a few that it won't go, but just keep that in mind. And then we also have connections questions. So if you want to ask our guest a question,
you're doing great, Bren.
Thank you, E. Appreciate that. I also have you can also ask me a question if you'd like to, which is 250 points. You can run an ad, you can guide the raid, you can choose, but there's little things that you can change throughout the show if you'd like. I asked the question. Thanks, E. Appreciate you. And thank you, Daniel, for the follow as well. Appreciate that. What scares me is not meeting expectations of other people and letting them down. Okay, folks, that's a deep one. That's a deep one. Thank you, Haley, for the sending the love. My fear. Not much scares me. Raising my little king in this world. Except raising my little king in this world. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. It's a scary world. Hello, Rick. How's it going? Best place to hear the bagpipes. I'm assuming that's towards the question that we're going to answer in a bit here. However, we have a little bit of a story time. Thank you for the love. Thank you for look at. I'm going the wrong way. Look at all the love. Look at all the lovely people sending the love. Thank you so much for the love, Shan, Daniel, Haley, and EE. Appreciate that. Oh, and Falk too. I don't know if I got a bear. Thank you. Oh. You guys are so nice. Look at all the love. Thank you so much. So we got a little story time. We do the story time at the beginning, and there's always different. There's always some new things to talk about in this channel. The first thing is I put up a TikTok on our last episode, at the beginning of our last episode, when we talked to Boaru, if you guys were here. And it talked about how we were opening up September connections to anyone, to any sort of creative. It was open to kind of anyone with an interesting story, whatever it may be. It was up to them. And I'm proud to announce we actually did fill up all the positions for September, which is really, really exciting. We have a full list of people that are coming on. We are meeting next month with Behavior, who I saw was in chat. Hi, B. We have Sweet Mango. We have Mr. Monkey. And finally, at the very end, we have Baby Mans. I'm really, really excited for that. Hi, Malt. How's it going? Or Malty, right? We went over this last time. Malty. Hi, how's it going? What's up? Thanks for throwing the emotes, the finger guns. Look at that. Wow. So cute. Love it. By the way, Malty, I have a question for you. It's a question for the day. It is, what are you scared of? Hi, Izzy, how's it going? What are you... So many new friends. What's up? How, guys? And thank you for that follow. Izza? Is that how I say it? Izza? If I'm saying that wrong, I'm sorry. Nova, what's up? How's it going? Hi. Oh my goodness, you guys are just flooding in here. Hello, hello, hello. What are you guys all scared of? That's the question of the day. I need to know. What are you guys scared of? I'm out of the time zone, so So I'm at What? What do you mean, call me Kenny. I can call you Kenny for sure. That's no problem at all. Hi, Kenny. Welcome to the chat. Good to see you here. What are you scared of? That's the question of the day. I'd love to hear from you. Hear what you're scared of. And the second thing we're going to talk about for story time today is I have a secret project. Shh, don't tell anyone. But we're working on a secret project right now. I am personally. No one else knows the context. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to be sharing it on stream because someone's just going to clip it and it's going to be a disaster. However, if you're interested in participating in this secret project, I'm open to having anyone from the community or anyone that's really just in the Discord, exclamation mark Discord, that would like to be a part of this project. I need you to be, I'm going to be asking people from the community what the, some connection style questions, and it's going to be part of the project that I'm working on. The secret project, mods don't know, my girlfriend doesn't know, my mom doesn't know. They know there's a project. They don't know what the project is though. So if you're interested in participating in this project with me, I would love for you guys to join. It is open to anyone. If you're in the Discord, you can be a part of it. I have no problem with that at all. I'm looking to meet some new people doing this. This is kind of the point of this a little bit too. As I spoke of earlier, this is part of the connection. This is part of connections. It's kind of part of what I like doing on this platform, and with this kind of brand that I'm building, is meeting new people. I love meeting new people. It's so exciting to me. So if you want to participate in that, DM me on Discord, private message Discord, saying I'm interested. That's all I need. I'm interested. Yo, can I be in the secret project? Whatever it may be. I will not be contacting people until probably about mid-September. Just keep that in mind. But we can make the time on your schedule. That's totally fine. There's no set days. It's not going to be live. Nothing like that. It's all going to be off stream. If you would like, you can also go to the Discord and go to mailbox. And if you look on the pins, the last pinned message was actually the about the secret project and how to kind of, and what it's kind of more about, if I didn't explain it well enough on stream here. I see a lot of fears in here before we go on to introduce our guests. I see, what do you mean by scared of? Like physical things, mental things, whatever scares you, Nova. Are we going through deep or some funny irrational feels? Oh my goodness, I can't say that word. Irrational fears. Oh my goodness, that was hard, Multi. It can be whatever you want. It can be funny. It can be deep. I mean, I prefer deep because that's kind of the point of the show. But it's up to you. I'm open for funny. Spiders, as he says. Spiders is a good one. My girlfriend is terrified of spiders. I'm the household spider remover, whether that is down the toilet or out the door. What's on that? Oh my goodness, I have the same tree next to me. You have that tree too? You have the frog tree? The frog tree is great. I'll show you guys in a second. Everyone always talks about it. I love that tree. We've actually built it on stream. Bear Project, I'm definitely down to join. Bear, message me on Discord. Exclamation mark Discord, get in the Discord. You can see my Discord private messages are open. Love it. Would love for you to be a part of the project. As an irrational fear, dragonflies scare the shit out of me. Really? Interesting. Huh. You're listening to Christmas songs. That's cool. But just before we go into show our guests, there's a little frog tree for everyone wondering. We built this on stream. It's got frogs on it. It's so cute. Probably one of my favorite things on our stream stuff. Pink frog tree, the pink frog tree. Exactly. You sent me a text about my Christmas list. I mean, it's possible. Mom likes to be early. She always got shopping done by like October, which is smart. However, we're all here for one main reason, a big reason, and I don't think it's for me. For today's guest. Today's guest has become a friend of mine through TikTok, of all places. There was essentially no communication when we began our quirky friendship, aside from liking each other's posts on TikTok, until we decided that one day we were going to reach out and say hi. If you have yet to see anything from today's lovely guest, let me tell you a little bit about her. Today's guest is a Dead by Daylight variety Twitch streamer and TikTok creator who is currently on a break from TikTok due to the inconsistency of the platform, which, I mean, if you've ever posted on TikTok, you'll know what I'm talking about. On her TikTok, you'll find funny, relatable streamer-style content. And on her Twitch, you'll find lots of exciting Dead by Daylight streams. Today, we hope to ask this amazing creator deep questions to know where she comes from and how she sees life. Please help me welcome Halien, also known as Haley, to the conversation. Hello. Hi, Haley. How's it going? Oh, I think we're still muted. Hang on. Oh, we got you muted. Hold on. We'll get you unmuted. Oh, hello?
Hello.
There we go. Hello. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. Awesome. So we got you on connections. This is a long time coming. Thank you so much, Morgan, for the follow. Appreciate you. Welcome in, if you can. Alpha, welcome as well. My goodness, all these lurkers are coming from nowhere. Hello, hello. Thank you, Alpha, for the follow. If you'd like to, I would appreciate it. We have a question of the day. What scares you? And I will be asking you the same question, Haley, but we're not going to do it yet. We're going to get into the deep stuff later. And maybe it will be a funny one. Maybe it'll be an irrational fear, as I couldn't say earlier. You can decide. You can choose. However, we do play this game at the very beginning of every single stream. It's a way for you to kind of get a little bit more, like, kind of shake off the nerves, to kind of get more kind of into it. And that game is called Quick Questions. And maybe you're new here. Maybe you've never seen it. I know you have seen it, Haley. I've seen you through Quick Questions. However,
Yeah.
the people that haven't seen it, this is how you play Quick Questions. So Quick Questions has 3 rules to it. The first rule is going to be, there are 10 questions. Why does it take so long? The second thing is that the guest has 60 seconds to answer every question. Number 3 is, for every 5 seconds left on the clock, the viewers are gifted 1 sub. So if you burn through these, some people could be leaving with some subs today. But as I said before, I know you're a lurker in this stream and you've done it before. So I'm not giving you the base Quick Questions. I've switched them up on you a little bit.
You do me dirty like that.
Yes, exactly. I figured I've seen you in a couple streams around this time of the stream, and I'm like, okay, she's doing some research, I think. And so I don't want to be. I mean, we only have a budget for a certain amount of subs, and if you go all 12, I'm might not be streaming next week. So we have changed the things a little bit, so keep that in mind. There is some similar ones, but there is a couple in there that are going to throw you off. Some more that I can actually find even more interesting, and things like that. So I'm going to take a sip of water. I'm going to give you a little bit of time to kind of prepare yourself, get ready to go. There's a free hydrate on both sides for anyone watching there. Thank you, Ozzy, for the follow. Thank you. Oh my goodness, Indian Special. How's it going? Good to see you in here. A friend that I was talking to last night. How's it going? You are up early. My goodness. Especially for watching that stream last night with Mr. Monkey. The question of the day for the new ones joining in here. What is something you are scared of? Or what's something that scares you? However, we're doing quick questions right here, so let's go into it. Haley, are you ready?
Ready.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to click on the countdown, and as I click that countdown, you are going to be on the clock, and I will begin reading the first question. Alrighty, chat. Get the bumps ready. Get the Halian hypes in chat, please, as we go for it. And I would like chat to question every single answer, because that's how this game is more fun. Because the pressure that they are put under here. Exactly. Let's get some Let's Go Haleys. Let's send some love in the chat. Spam everything you can here for the next couple of seconds here as we go through quick questions. Haley, what is... Countdown starts now. What is your favorite color?
Blue.
What is your favorite word?
Panini.
What is your favorite drink?
Diet root beer.
What is your favorite number?
7.
What is your favorite brand or company?
Oh shit. Sorry. I'm swearing bad. Nike.
What is your favorite influencer?
Sweet Tails.
What is your favorite vacation you have taken?
Toronto.
What is your favorite animal?
Dolphin.
What is your favorite season?
Fall.
And what is the favorite gift you have ever received?
My jacket.
Okay. You actually burned through those fast. I didn't want to stop you, so you actually got it at 15 seconds, which means 3 people are leaving with subs today. So let's throw those subs out. But as I was gonna say, just because you asked a question in the middle of it, I didn't want to cut you off and cut away from your time. Yes, swearing is completely allowed in here.
Okay.
It's all good. I would have said something before if it wasn't. That's all right.
Okay.
No worries at all. This is the point of this show, is to make you feel as comfortable as possible. And I'll give this to you as well. The intro that I like to give to every person that comes on here. The gifts or the gifted subs are going out to Nico, to, oh my goodness, I lost the chat here, to Ellis, and to the Indian Special. Welcome. Congratulations on winning those gifted subs. Use those finger guns if you got them. However, I want to remind you, all these questions are up to your comfort to answer. If you prefer not to answer a question, feel free to let me know and I will stop asking. It's no problem at all. I don't want you to feel uncomfortable during any point of this. If you have any questions for me during any part of this, feel free to ask me any point. Also, if you go back and you maybe have a question you maybe change the answer to, or something like you thought maybe brought up, or maybe a story that came up from that we were talking about before, going back and forth on conversation is all good. It's part of the show. Going on tangents, it makes this show more exciting than anything. So we anything, kind of anything goes type of thing. I will get us out of here on time. I will make this still roll throughout. That is part of what I do here. So don't worry. You just sit back and relax and be you is what we're looking for. Yeah, Nike, you got one exactly. And Indian special exactly. Just follow and I got a sub. Let's go exactly. See, that's all you guys got to do. Just follow, and you never know what could happen. Or maybe just chat. You don't even have to follow. You can just chat and hang out. However, we're gonna uncover every single one of these quick questions. So starting from number one, I think you I may be wrong, but were you preparing a little bit for this?
I had a feeling about the color one.
Okay.
Because I had a feeling.
You rapid fired that one pretty quickly and you said blue, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So a great color. But where I seemed to stun you a little bit off the start was the favorite word. And you said panini.
Yeah.
Explain.
Yeah. Okay. I honestly don't have a deep meaning for this. Every single time I've ever heard the word panini, it's made me laugh.
Okay.
Like, especially when I go out to eat somewhere and the special of the day is like a panini of sorts. And I don't know why. I typically can't pronounce it properly. So I actually had to like sit down and practice saying panini for quite a while before I could say it without like stuttering on the ninis.
Panini on the ninis, yeah, okay.
On the ninis. So I don't know. And honestly, that was like the first word that came to mind. So it had to come out.
That's interesting. It's funny. I have a little funny story about this. Is my girlfriend, it's a TikTok trend of not calling the pandemic anything but a pandemic. And so whenever she talks about the pandemic, she says, we're in a panini. And that's what reminded me when you said that. So yeah, okay. It's a good word. It's a great word. And you said your favorite drink. What do you say for that one?
Diet root beer.
Diet root beer. Okay. Are you sticking with that answer, or was that just a too fast?
Oh yeah, I mean, besides coffee, that's like my that's my favorite like drink that I consider like a treat, I guess.
Okay. That's a good one. Okay, it's a great one. Root beer's awesome. Favorite number.
Yeah, 7.
7. Okay, just lucky number 7. Is that kind of?
Yeah. I don't know. It's just always been my number.
Okay, that's fair. Okay. Yeah. Also, Shan. Yeah, the panoramic. Yeah, exactly. you know the vibes exactly. The pomegranate. Yeah, exactly. Number 5 was your favorite brand or company, and you said Nike, but you stumbled on this one as well a little bit.
Yeah, I panicked.
Was there anything else that you're thinking of that came to mind?
Honestly, Lululemon probably.
Okay.
Is my favorite, and I kind of just like had to think of something quick. Like I have Nike shoes, which is what made me think of Nike. But Lululemon is probably my favorite.
Okay. I'm so sorry, HyperX. I was trying. I was like, oh my goodness, you guys are gonna drown us. Okay, thank you, Izzy. Thank you, E, for the hydrates. So much. Or drown me before we get over quick questions. Thank you so much.
You gotta cool down on this hydrate.
Yeah, exactly. I know. Donovan, look into it, please. Saying love, yeah. Spam the love. That's what it's there for. The hydrates aren't meant for you spammed. It's the love. Exactly, Izzy. See, there you go. Spam the love. That's what we like to see. Exactly. Alpha, exactly. Spam the Halian love. Hi, Kitty Cat. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. What are you scared of? That's what we're asking today. That's the question of the day. Good to see you. Thank you. Brand. Thanks you so much. Aw, you're so nice to me. Yeah, I'm a mess though, Indian special, so I don't know about that. Yeah, spam the love. That's what it's there for. And you said the favorite influencer. I totally missed this one because I think this is where you swore, and I tried to just keep us going so that you didn't fall too far behind.
Yeah, Sweet Tails.
Sweet Tails, okay.
Yeah, so she's a Twitch streamer.
Okay. I do. I know her. Okay, yes.
You probably know her from TikTok, honestly.
Probably, yes. That's probably where I probably first saw her. I saw, oh my goodness, who posted? Someone posted something about her recently. Oh my goodness, there was someone. Was it? It might have been even. Was it you or no?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I share some stuff on Twitter too, so maybe.
Okay, so I saw something like literally the last 2 days about her kind of her like blowing up and stuff like that. Which yeah, no, she's a definitely an inspirational creator for sure. Um, what is the favorite vacation that you've ever taken? You said Toronto.
Yeah, honestly, I've never actually left Ontario,
Okay.
so my things were very limited
Okay.
on what I could say. But yeah, I guess like Toronto's really the only place that I've been. So
And you just
I
recently
was
went
just
there.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Would that be the last trip or would it be something else?
Honestly, this trip was probably one of my favorites. I've went there a lot with my partner Dallas.
Hmm.
We used to go like 4 times a year just for like shopping and stuff like that. But this was probably my favorite time because we actually like went to the zoo and the aquarium and the museum and just kind of like explored Toronto. So it was
Awesome.
a really fun trip.
That's really awesome. That sounds great. You said favorite animal. I missed this one.
Dolphin.
Dolphin. Right. Awesome. Anything particular that dolphin that makes it like near and dear to the heart?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I just know as a child, I always loved dolphins. Like my dad would always get me like those little dolphin figurines that you can buy, and I wanted to be an ocean biologist because I thought that that meant I got to play with dolphins. Turns out that's not what they do. So that dream died quickly. But
Oh,
I don't know, dolphin, I think they're just like a very like unique animal,
they're very
and
unique.
I really enjoy the sound that they make, so they've just been my favorite.
They're very smart animals too, as
Very
well.
smart.
Um, favorite season, you said fall. So you're
Yes.
getting closer and closer to your favorite season here. What are some activities?
Yeah.
Because we actually talked about this in the Discord yesterday. There was the question of the day on Discord yesterday was, what is your favorite? What is your favorite? What do you prefer more, summer activities or winter activities? And someone said it was always said, um, can I choose fall instead? And I was like, well, sell me on fall. So now I'm gonna change it to you. Sell me on fall. Why is fall the favorite season?
So honestly, for me, fall, I like thrive because my favorite apparel is has always been like leggings and sweatshirts. That is like baggy sweatshirts. It's my favorite, and fall is the perfect weather. But also October, spoopy month, as well as
Very
it's
spooky.
Thanksgiving and my birthday, and honestly, I really love the colors. For me, honestly, it's the hiking in the
Okay.
fall. It's just so incredibly beautiful, and you have such a short window where it looks beautiful. So you have to find all the trails you want to go to and all the sceneries you want to see, and make sure in that like week period where the fall is absolutely beautiful, you go and do your hikes, and also just pumpkin patches and fall walks. I don't know. There's something about like smelling the air, and I don't know. It just warms my heart.
I'm sold. I'm sold. You got me sold on fall. um, the and then the final one, the favorite gift you've ever received. What did you
Yeah.
say for that one?
I said my jacket. So that
Okay.
was like kind of a vague answer, but
Right.
it kind of has a bit of like a deeper meaning, I guess. When Dallas and I first started seeing each other, um, I grew up kind of like buying the cheapest things that, we didn't come from a very well-endowed I didn't come from a well-endowed childhood, so we always bought, like $50 winter jackets and $20 winter boots and things like that. And when I first met him, I had a winter jacket I paid $40 for, I think 3 years prior. So it was a very, very old, worn out winter jacket. And the first thing he did when we first started dating was buy me a brand new, really, really good quality winter jacket. And it like just right away showed me how much he cared and how much he wanted me to be comfortable and warm, and it was, like, one of the most thoughtful gifts I think I've ever gotten, and yeah, it just became my favorite, and I still have it, and it's still in great condition.
Oh, love that. It's a great story. That's awesome. Yeah, I think it's more than anything, it's the thought that was behind it than it was that like I mean the jacket's great and all, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But what's it called? But it's like you said, that's very vague. Like it's a materialistic thing. It is not. It's the thought that was behind it that's more interesting to you. So that is quick questions. That is the game. For those of you that are here, for B, who is probably sitting there studying all the questions for our next episode next Tuesday, B, I will be switching them on you. Chat's been moving here quite a bit here. I'm seeing that Kitty Cat saying, I'm scared of thunderstorms. That's fair. That's fair. I heard just in Ontario area recently, there was a lot of thunderstorms recently. Really, I love thunderstorms. Could watch them for hours talking about photos of lightning, but not that good. But not that good at it. But still, hey, photography, great hobby, great hobby. Seeing a lot of Haley love in the chat here from Alpha and Shan. I see I can find them relaxing at all. I live in the south and we get really crazy storms and such. I'm sure. Yeah, that's the thing is see, for like me on the West Coast, there's not too many times where we get big thunderstorms. So it is kind of cool to watch them. I remember there's been a couple times where I was at a cabin once and I watched a thunderstorm kind of over like the horizon, and it was like really cool. But I mean, if you hear them every single day, it might be annoying. It also might be like kind of triggering in a sense. So I could understand that side of things. But Haley, we have some questions for you. And this is the same question we ask every single beginning of the episode, and you are no different. What made you want to begin streaming, content creating, TikTok? What made you want to begin it all?
Well, I find I've always been a very impulsive person. So like even I'm starting college next week, and when I applied, it was the day before applications closed. And I had decided the day before that I was going to go. And then I accepted the day after that I applied. So it was like I'm very impulsive. And Dallas and I had always joked about me streaming, mostly because I talk way too much for my own good, especially at my job. I talk way too much. And I've always watched a lot of like Dead by Daylight streamers, and I've loved watching people stream, and I'm like, man, like that would be so cool. Like I wish that I could do that, but I'm way too anxious. I'm way too shy. I don't have the materials. So we'd always joke like, oh, we should do that. You should do that. And I'm like, yeah, maybe one day. And then COVID really, really got the best of me when it came down to my anxiety, because I was used to being at a gym where I work, where I'm talking to people literally from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., constantly talking, to being at home, doing maybe 1 or 2 virtual sessions a day. And honestly, I got more anxious to like go out in public because I was losing that routine, and I wasn't used to talking to people anymore. And it kind of freaked me out because I was like, well, I'm never usually an anxious person. And then, I had to buy a computer for school because I found out my first year of college was going to be virtual. So I knew I needed something. And, Dallas said, well, why don't you just get a gaming laptop and start streaming? And I said, I don't know. Like, can I stream from a laptop? And he said, you can. He's like, not forever. And you know what? One thing led to another. I started talking to other small streamers. I started joining Facebook groups, like trying to feel it out a little bit. Mm-hmm. And, one day I just hit that go live button, said, screw it, let's do it. And now we're here.
Awesome. That's quite the story. It's awesome. Yeah, no, you can definitely stream from a laptop. That's the exact same thing as I did too. Is started from a MacBook Pro, and and now we're here. And now I've bought since streaming. I bought the PC that's now that's making this all a thing. And yeah, so it's definitely interesting what impulse can pull out of you, for sure.
Definitely.
It's a great story. What is the TLDR version of your oh my goodness, sorry, hang on, pause. EE, you are right. I did forget about the chat question, EE. You are right. So we're actually going to pause before we go into the next question. We will ask it still, but I have a question from EE. And if you guys would like to ask any questions, you can use your BrenCoin and ask questions throughout the stream as well. Keep in mind, you only get one per stream, so just keep that in mind. The EE asks, what do you think of Scotland, and I want her, just so you know, this gets asked every single stream, so don't overthink it too much. However, EE is very curious to know what everyone thinks about Scotland, so take it away.
Well, I mean, it's going to be kind of underwhelming because honestly, I don't know a whole lot about Scotland. I know that it seems like a very beautiful place. I've only ever seen pictures,
Same.
but I mean, I would not be opposed to ever going to Scotland.
Okay. Okay.
But that's my thoughts. I don't have a lot of thoughts.
I saw Rick earlier saying in the chat too. He said it's a great place to listen to bagpipes, and I think that's a perfect way to maybe sum it up for those of us who have never been there before and don't know enough about it. But that's totally fair. I'm the same way. Multi I see says, is Facebook still a thing in Canada? Multi, yes, it's barely, but yes, it is still much a thing. And then we also got one more. She gets a pass. Exactly. See, that's all you need to do. You don't have to overthink it. Just say that you think it's a good place, and you get EE's stamp of approval. Oh my goodness, Mom. Facebook is still a thing in Canada, mostly for old people like me. The we also have another question from Donovan before we go into our questions that I have here for you. And this is another question that is a bit of the Bren lore here around here that every guest gets asked, and it is toilet paper. How do you put it? Over or under?
Oh, over for sure.
Oh, thank goodness.
100% over.
All right,
100% over.
This is gonna be a great episode today, guys. You're in for a great one. With no psychopaths
If it's under,
in
you're
here.
wrong.
Exactly. Thank you. Oh, thank God. Yeah, exactly. Whew, we avoided that one. We're clear voice. Yeah, exactly. Alrighty. So, what is the TLDR version of your life? So this can be as short or as long as you would like it to be. But what is like the summed up version from start Halion to now Halion on Twitch, sitting on connections with me, Bren? What does that look like?
Like in summary, the last like since I started streaming?
It can be streaming, it can be life. Usually we ask life entirety.
Oh, okay.
But it's totally up to you. Whatever you'd like to share.
Okay. Well, I was born October 24th, 1999.
Okay.
I lived in a lot of different places. I grew up on a farm where we almost died from a tornado.
Oh.
But we did not live on the farm very long. We moved probably when I was like 2 years old. I lived mostly with my mother. My dad isn't really much in the picture.
Okay.
But he was here and there growing up. I was very, very good in school. School was probably my favorite. I loved school so much, and I 100% don't know how I didn't end up going to college. But I grew up very like shy. I was actually like an overweight child as well as an overweight teenager. And I had to kind of learn how to eat properly, which took me a really long time. And that's what led to me being a personal trainer now. I feel like I'm all over the place with this because I'm nervous.
That's right. It's wherever you want to take it.
So I actually graduated high school with like a 97% average. So
Wow.
I was a very, very like smart student. But I made very bad choices in my young adult life and was in a bad situation, I suppose you could say. And that is actually in turn though what led me to meeting my current partner, Dallas, who is like a light in the dark. Um and I feel very, very lucky. I live with him now in the city that we live in together. And I've been a personal trainer for 3 years, but I'm going to college. I'm actually taking pre-health, so it's basically a credit certificate in order to go into ultrasound starting in 2022 in September, where I'd hope to one day be an ultrasound tech and a streamer. That is the goal. I've been streaming for about 4 months now, and it has been an absolutely wild ride, and I made amazing friends. As you can see, I've got my alpha wife, and I've got my Shan and my Daniel, and I got all my really good pals here. Um, and I honestly didn't know that there was such an amazing community that you could find on here. Like when I started this, I did not expect to make friends, and I did not expect to like have people literally like sending me packages, like my friends sending me packages with American candy in it. Like I never thought that I'd have friends over the internet, which I think is insane. But yeah, I feel like that was okay
It
of a
was
summary. I don't know.
perfect. It was perfect. Don't doubt it in the slightest. It was perfect. The and it's what you make it. It's your story. It's whatever you like to tell. I wanted to kind of go back and touch on the little thing that you said is that you went through kind of you were in a bad crowd a little bit, and you kind of had some bad things going on,
Yeah.
and which led to good. And I don't know how much you want to touch on it, and I'm not going to force you into anything here at this in this show. So explain with what you would like to. However,
Yeah.
the kind of where I wanted to kind of go with this was it goes to show that every kind of situation happens for a reason. If you wouldn't have been in that situation, you probably wouldn't have met Dallas, which is now, like you said, kind of the light of your life, which is like awesome. So the yeah, no, it's a great kind of coming out of the story. And as Mama Lisa says, she's exactly right. Haley, you now have a friend in Brengra, especially by the end of this stream for sure. And you, my community will always have your back. That's one thing that I love about my community. And I've seen your community, how amazing they are, whether it be streams, whether it be here, like you said, Alpha, and we have Shan and we have Daniel who are all hanging out with us today. And I'm sure there's many more lurkers here hanging out as well. And for that, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate that so very much. You guys are so amazing. You're fueling dreams right now is what you're doing, even by lurking. What is, or sorry, do you have any secret skills or hobbies that most people would not know about you?
Hmm. Well, my community would probably know a little bit. But I am a vocal performer, or I was a vocal performer in high school. So I was a singer,
Okay.
and I also play a little bit guitar. I'm not super good at it, but I did used to like perform with a band. Actually, I had a little band in high school.
Okay.
Um, Besides that, I used to compete in horseback riding, barrel racing to be specific. So it was Western horseback riding. That was really, really fun.
Okay.
And besides that, I mean, I guess I'm not that interesting. I don't
No,
I
that
don't
was
think I
very
have any
interesting.
special skills.
I think you're underselling yourself here, Haley. There's a lot of things that's very interesting. You named off a singer, you knew how to play an instrument, and you said horses. Usually, we're lucky to get one answer from those, so that was still impressive. So don't sell yourself short here. Also, I just wanted to, before I forget here, thank you Sharpie for the follow as well. I've seen you on Twitch there, Sharpie. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for the follow. I hope you're still lurking in here and hanging out. It's a pleasure to be able to have you here. Hello, Bill Overbeck. How's it going as well? Welcome. All the friends are joining in here. Everyone's favorite has arrived. Thank you for the hydrate. We're gonna have to start there.
Oh God. He's
What?
gonna realize you don't have a cooldown on that thing.
Bill, I got something else for you to spam if you'd like, so that we can continue on this thing without drowning. There's a little button a little bit higher up from the hydrate. It's called Send Love. If you want to spam something, we'd love for you to spam that. That's totally spammable. If you want to hydrate us throughout the episode, that'd be great. Don't get me wrong. But we also love this spamming the love. That's one thing we love. But thank you for the hydrate. We appreciate it very much. Um, hi, Mans. How's it going? And one of our future guests coming up, Mans in the chat. Hello, baby Mans. What's up? How's it going? We are here with Haley, and for anyone that's just joined in, I know we've had a couple people that's kind of popped in here. Twitch won't let me redeem Send Love. What, Multi? Donovan, can you look into this for me? Why is Twitch holding the love between me and Multi back? I need to know. We need to figure out why Multi doesn't have enough love for us, or what's it called? Why Twitch is not allowing love? That's what I need to know. Twitch, you're walking a thin line here. What do we got here? What is something that you are proud about of yourself?
I'm very, very proud of how far I've come during COVID. And to elaborate a little bit on that, there's been a huge character change I find in myself from, let's say, March 2020 to now. Whether that be with just the confidence that I have in myself. And I find that I've always been a huge pushover. So I've let, people kind of step on me, or even like at work, being asked to do something that I either am uncomfortable with, or physically do not have the time for, but I'm too scared to speak up about it. That's kind of changed a lot for me in the last year and a half. As well as I was actually battling it's kind of a touchy subject. Some people don't consider it an eating disorder, but I was dealing with a binge eating disorder previous to the lockdown. And it was something that I had to work really hard on during lockdown, but it's something that I've been able to, I want to say, pretty much overcome in that time. So I'm very proud just of like my character development, I guess you could say, in the last year and a half.
Really? Yeah, no, I wouldn't undersell anything for eating disorder for at all. Someone very close to me in my own family has an eating disorder, so yeah, no, it's something that's very, very real. It's very, very, I mean, scary. It's something that's it's essential to life, and I mean, if you're kind of fighting demons in a sense, it's really it's a hard struggle to kind of it's a hard fight to battle. Um, but it looks like you're winning right now, which is great. And great to see. I see Multi finally got the love. The love is back. Multi, we're so glad you're able to send the love. That's exactly what we're hoping for. Exactly Alpha. Spend that Halian love. Exactly. Um, let's see what we have here. We are getting close to a break. However, we got a couple more questions here before we go into that break. How happy are you right now?
How happy am I?
Yeah.
Is this a scale?
Sure. I've heard people say that they do like from 100%. I've seen people 1 to 10. I've seen just a word. It's up to you, however you perceive it. As I said, the question is, how happy are you right now?
Honestly, I am probably the happiest that I've ever been in my life. Um, I honestly, I've learned to kind of shift my mindset from looking at things that I would change, and more so just being grateful for the things that have changed, and kind of embracing those things. And I think that I can think about all the things that would make my life better, but I'd rather just spend time and realize that the things that I have now are the reason that I am now pursuing college, and the reason that I am, streaming, and the reason that I'm confident and happy. And sure, could there be things that would make me like a little bit happier? Sure. But I'm pretty happy, honestly, with where I am. And if I had to put it on a scale, I would give it like a 9.8 happiness, and it would be a 10 if I had a donut. I'll settle for the shirt that I have.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. That's it. What's it called? A donut can be easy. Anyone got skip the dishes? Uber Eats. Come on.
Yeah.
We can eat donuts to fulfill the 10 out of 10 happiness. Someone call Dallas. We need to get this to 10 out of 10.
Yes, we need the donuts.
But 9 out of 8 is definitely a good kind of a rating. We don't gotta skip the dishes here. That's fine. It's a Canadian joke, okay, Donovan? Jeez. But yeah, and then one of the last questions before we're going to, I'll get you a donut. Perfect, Alpha. Thank you for getting us donuts. Maybe we need to have a donut redeem thing that'll go in the corner, a little donut like thing over the said instead of like the said love said donuts. Think about your American viewers. That's why I said Uber Eats, Donovan. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, I'm not getting into this right now. Later. Multi, I will definitely get to that. We'll do that before the break. Just give me 1 sec. I'm gonna do one more question, Multi, and then I'll ask that question. I will not forget, like I did with EE's. I'm so sorry, EE, if you're still here. Multi, just hang on to that question. That's a great question. Give me one moment. If you were given 3 things, so we talked about the jacket already, and so maybe this is one of them. If not, that's okay too. If you were given 3 things to make you happy, what would those 3 things be? And they must be materialistic. They cannot be a person, a pet, a feeling. It has to be 3 things that you were physically given.
3 things that would make me happy
Yeah.
to be given.
Yes. What's it called? They can be something you already have as well, too. Keep that in mind.
Okay. So I would say one thing would probably be a PC.
Okay.
The main reason for this is because I just am sick of worrying about my CPU and all that. Second would probably be hmm, this is actually kind of hard.
It is
Um,
hard. Someone flipped this question on me once, and I ended up by saying the refrigerator. So I mean, I get it. It's all good.
um, I would say probably pumpkin spice Nespresso pods because they're not out yet,
Okay, okay. Makes you
and I'm
happy, and
patiently waiting.
it's fall. It's a fall drink. Totally makes sense.
Yeah,
Get it?
yeah. And lastly would probably be, can I say a donut? Because like I really
Of
like
course.
I had some donuts in Toronto and I just feel like I didn't get my fix,
That's fair.
you know?
Hey, it's
But
whatever makes
donuts.
you happy. So I mean, for sure, it could definitely be donuts. I'm thinking by the end of the stream we need to get you donuts. So we'll have to figure something out here. The just munching at the last half of this. But we have a question from the audience from Multi. Multi asks, since you mentioned feeling like a pushover, is there something you regret not saying, like to an old boss who mistreated you or a classmate?
Yes. Um, and this is gonna get a little deep, a little
Part of
personal,
the part of
but
the show.
I'm a pretty open book. So I had a boss when I was 15 years old who was inappropriate, to say the least. And he had a wife and a child and a baby on the way. And I remember thinking, I cannot speak up about this because I'll be a homewrecker. And I never said anything. And I was actually employed there through a government program,
Hmm.
which means that other students after me would be also placed there. And I still regret not saying anything because I'm sure there were plenty of students after me that dealt with the exact same things. And I feel bad about that. And I regret letting that be pushed aside. Obviously now, I mean, they don't work there anymore, so it's over, but
Hmm.
I definitely wish that I had spoken up at that point. And I think Haley now would have never stood for any of it. So that would be my one regret, I think.
So you had to go through that. It's too bad because it's also hard because the yes for sure Melt you can hit a follow up for sure. Um we it's hard because someone who is in the position of power who should be very very professional and should be the one who's leading by example, and the ones that aren't leading by example is such a dis kind of it's such a like a backstep from where they really should be. Like
Yeah.
it's terrible. It disgusts me. It's so disrespectful, and that makes me very very sad. Multi, you got to be quick on this question. I'm trying to stall for you. Yeah. But do you? How do you think you would handle that situation? That's a great question, Multi. You're gonna steal my job one day. Multi, maybe you need to message me some ideas for questions. Multi asks, how do you think you would handle that situation today?
Honestly, I think and I do still have a like I still am a little shy and I get nervous that I'm gonna be rude to people. That's my other thing is I am still like this. I'm worried that if I say something about something somebody's doing, I'm gonna be rude. And I try to avoid that. But if I were to be in that situation today, first of all, I would have flat out made it stop right away. And I think that when I was 15, I didn't know what to say. I just
Mhm.
kind of like, awkwardly laughed it off or shook my head or something like that. Like, like it was just comments and I didn't know what to say, so I just laughed. And I think the problem with that is I almost and like made that person think that it was okay because I laughed.
Mhm.
So it must be okay. Whereas now I would have said, that makes me uncomfortable. Please do not say that to me. And I would handle it professionally, and if it continued, I would have went straight to the government program that funded that and that put me there. They actually do reviews on that. So halfway through, I was reviewed by them and I did not say anything. And I would have now.
Mhm.
So if honestly that person would have been fired. If I if that happened today, if I had a boss now and they tried to do something like that, they would be fired because they'd be reported instantly.
Hopefully you never have to go through that again, ideally.
Oh, hopefully.
But I mean, at least now it sounds like you have like a great plan on how to deal with it, and maybe you can support others, and maybe someone who's watching today is going through the same thing right now that they don't know how to deal with it, and they're maybe staying quiet because they're worried, but maybe this is the push they need to kind of hear, and maybe it is their time to speak up. That's a great answer. Hello, Shock, and hello, Architect. Welcome to the stream. Our question of the day is, what scares you? We are about to hit a break. However, when we come back, we're going to be playing Two Truths, One Lie. We're going to hear some stories from Halien's past, as well as we will also be giving away the first ever VIP on stream if something happens in the Two Truths, One Lie. So stay tuned for that. If you're just watching and hanging out here, you don't have to be subbed, you don't have to be anything. As long as you are here watching the stream today, you could possibly become the next VIP of this channel today. It's happening. And also, as Multi, I saw your thing. DM me on Discord. Donovan, can you get a hold of Multi and see if we can pull the Discord so I can get it for after stream for me. We will be right back after a quick little break. Go get you guys some water and come right back. We're not going to be too long, but we will be back shortly with Two Truths, One Lie and some more deep questions after the break. Hi, Braydos. How's it going? I'll see you after the break.
Everyone is gonna die and no one is gonna remember you, so fuck it.
I was busy thinking about
falling, dreaming, talking in your sleep. I know you want to cry all night.
I'm McLovin.
No, you're not. No one's McLovin. McLovin's never existed because that's a made-up, dumb, fucking fairy tale name, you fuck!
I fly like people get high like planes. If you catch me at the border, I got visas in my name. If you come around.
And that's when it hit me. The best idea I ever had in my entire life. That's the worst idea you ever had in your entire life.
Who or what inspires you?
I'll start with my dad. My dad worked a lot. He's still working a lot right now. I have always looked up to my father ever since I was a little baby boy. When I was in kindergarten, you would go up and you would talk in front of all the parents. You would say what you wanted to be when you grew up. All these kids are like, I want to be a policeman, I want to be a firefighter, I want to be a doctor. The teacher asked me what I wanted to be, and at first I said I wanted to be like a firefighter or something, and my teacher was like, we have too many of those, you can't do that. I was like, oh shit. My 4-year-old brain completely blown. I had never had my ego just taken down like that. I had to think about, who did I look up to? Of course, first man that comes in my head, my father. I go up in front of everybody and I say, everyone's like, I want to be a policeman, firefighter. I say, I want to be a dad.
Aww.
Yeah.
I'm getting ripped tonight. R.I.P. that pussy, yeah!
And it was all yellow. Your skin, oh yeah, your skin and bones turn. I never felt so alone, it felt so alone, look at all the lovely people. Wow, I'm so so proud of you. You're doing amazing. Amazing.
The future is a lie. Anything that is not the present is a lie. It doesn't exist. Be here right now. That's where you are. What will happen is going to happen. You could prepare for it, cool. But just be the human being. You're in this meat suit right now. You are player number 1 here. Just play the game.
Hello, hello. Welcome back, everyone. Hello. Hi, Haley. How's it going? Awesome. Well, Brados, I think that's going to be the new one of the new questions, like kind of lore here. If you keep on asking that one, and I guess we'll ask it before 2 Swan Lie. We'll do this one first here. Yes, exactly. You and EE coming up with your questions here. But Brados asks, have you watched Outer Banks? And if so, what are your thoughts on it?
Okay, so I've watched most of season 1. Now, I ended up watching it, like, I think about when it first came out, I watched the first, like, bit of the season, and then I completely just forgot to keep watching it. Like, it wasn't that I didn't like it, it's like I completely forgot to keep watching it.
Okay.
But I actually have been meaning to start it back up now that there's a second season. So I do plan on watching it because I actually really liked it. I just don't know why, but it was one of those shows that I kind of got distracted, I think, by like another show season came out and I was really excited for it. So I ended up watching that and then I forgot about Outer Banks. But I do plan on watching it.
Okay, perfect. Okay. All right. That's a good answer. Yeah, Brados is a big John B fan. So Pogs in chat, exactly. Exactly. So we come to the part of the show, if you guys have been here before, is called Two Truths, One Lie. For those of you that have not been here before, well, we have an intro for you, as we do for most of our games in this show. Two Truths, One Lie. Well, it's kind of like the title says, but if you've never played it before, there's a couple things we've also added on to it as well. The rules of Two Truths, One Lie are simple. The guests are going to provide 3 statements about themselves, 2 are facts and 1 is a lie. Number 2, the viewers are able to guess the false statement by voting in a poll. If the viewers are correct, one of the viewers will get a prize. You must be in the Discord. You get 5 extra entries if you are a sub. The new thing is, if I choose the correct false statement, one of the viewers will become a VIP on this channel today during the stream. So if I get it right, you guys got to help me. If I get it right, Haley is going to pick one of the first VIPs on this channel, aside from Mama Lisa and Ali Grub, my girlfriend. So I'm going to look to you, Haley. What is your 2 truths, or what's your 3 statements, I should say, here in no particular order? I will give you the floor.
I wrote them down, so if I'm looking down, that's why.
All good, no worries. I'm gonna writing them down, so if I'm looking down, that's
okay.
why.
Okay, so I once was proposed to in a mall and said no.
Okay, proposed in a mall.
I once went to Wonderland and found a baby mouse and took it home with me.
Okay, baby mouse at Wonderland.
And I once shaved off both my eyebrows.
Oh my goodness. These are all interesting. Okay. You did not let down on this one. Okay, so I'm going to read them off one more time to make sure that I got them right while Donovan is setting up the poll here. We'll do a 3-minute poll, Donovan. I know I said it in the past that it's too long, but we're going to stick with it because there's a lot to unpack here on this one for sure. And then the third one you said was shaved off both eyebrows, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, chat, as we are setting up this poll here, I'm going to need your help here. You guys are going to have to help me. There's going to be a link at the very top of the chat, or a little button that you can press that'll ask you what your answer is. Number 1 is going to be that you were proposed at the mall. Number 2, and you said no. You said, right? That was part of it as well? Okay. Number 2 was that you were at Wonderland and you found a baby mouse and you took it home. And then me too, Multi. Looking forward to the stories, regardless of what's like exactly. That's part of the fun of this. And then number 3 was that you shaved off both eyebrows at one point. So the poll is currently up. I need you guys to vote 1, 2, or 3. Number 1 being the mall proposal. Number 2 being the baby mouse taking the new mouse baby pet. And number 3 being the shaved off eyebrows. I'm so interested for this. And you said both eyebrows I should add too. That is part of it as well. So please make sure you vote in the poll. It is currently up. If you guys get the right thing, we will be also playing for an Amazon $10 gift card today. So make sure you throw it in the poll. If you guys get it right on that poll, it will be a giveaway that we'll be doing throughout the stream as well. And if I get it right, I'll be also giving away VIP on this channel as well. So number 1 is proposed in a mall, and you said no. Number 2 is that you've found a baby mouse at Wonderland and took it home. And number 3 is that you shaved off eyebrows. 1, 2, or 3. Keep that in mind. You guys are completely tied up against the board. You're not helping me here. Make sure you put it in the poll right now if you haven't already. The poll is up. It should be just above the chat there. So make sure you guys put it in there and vote. See, this is my thing. I'm gonna kind of unpack these here as we go. First thing, that proposal in a mall. I could definitely see it for a YouTube prank being possible. That's my first thing. So that's why I'm like, okay, maybe this is possible. This could be a part of the truth. That one makes a little bit of sense to me. But maybe you didn't say no. The second thing is you found a baby mouse at Wonderland, which is very possible because I mean, that's a theme park, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And the fact of you taking it home is where you're losing me a little bit. But then again, I could also see I could see you being a kind of quick type of person to quickly snatch out a mouse, and I don't know how your parents or significant other would allow you to take that out. But then again, you also said you lived on a farm, so I mean, maybe. And then number 3 was that you shaved off both your eyebrows. See, but like makeup could do wonders. So I don't know. I mean, maybe no one would even know that you shaved off your eyebrows. So I don't know. Chat I see is leaning towards number 1 being the lie, but proposal in the mall never happened. But I'm not sure. You got a few more seconds left to vote here. Make sure you get your votes, and if you have not already in the poll, if you guys get it right, sponsored by Bren's Closet, we'll be giving away a Amazon $10 gift card. So keep that in mind. If you haven't voted already, get them in quick. It's almost done. Number 1 being proposed in a mall and saying no. Number 2 being found a baby mouse at Wonderland and took it home. And number 3 being shaved off eyebrows. So chat said number 1 was a lie. And then for me, yeah.
I need to interrupt you.
Okay.
Because I made an oopsie.
Okay.
And you might have to fire me right now.
Before you say anything, should we rerun this on some different 2 Truths, 1 Lie? On a totally different answers.
No, here's the thing.
Okay.
I thought the assignment was 2 lies and 1 truth.
Okay.
So there's 1 truth and
Okay.
2 lies.
You would not be the first guest to do this.
That was and as you're like saying this, I was like, wait, which one is the lie? But there's 2. And I was like, oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's restart this from the beginning here. Do you have 1 more truth that you could throw in here?
So it would be like
so we're gonna reset it. We're gonna reset it so that you have 2 truths and a lie. We're still gonna talk about all the lies as well, because that's still interesting to me, and that's really crazy. Yeah, new poll, exactly. Let's get the truth. Or we could do that. We could just vote. We could guess for the truth. That is a good idea too. Let's just get the truth. Okay, let's do that. Let's run one more poll.
Okay.
Let's run it again. Guys. Let's do it. Let's do a short little poll. Let's get the truth. Okay, I like that. Let's get the truth. That's it makes it a little bit easier. We don't have to get Haley to repeat everything. So you guys are gonna guess the truth. If you guys get the truth right, this is history and Connections making here. Is the first time we've ever played 2 truths, 1, or we played two lies, 1 truth and guess the truth. Okay. I'm still interested to see if there's any truth in any of this. So which one is the truth? They're probably the first time Donovan's ever typed that in. 1 being proposed in the mall and said no. Number 2 being baby mouse at Wonderland. And number 3 being shaved off the eyebrows. Keep in mind, we're voting for the truth. If you guys get the truth right, it'll be the one that we give away. So keep that in mind. The poll is currently up. Number 1, 2, or 3. You guys are really thinking that the lie is the first one there. I see a lot of people voting for the baby mouse being the truth at Wonderland and taking it home. I feel like there's some people who've done some research here. It is very specific. However, we found in the past that being very specific sometimes means that they're hiding a lie in it. So keep that in mind. But I think that the chat is kind of leaning more to number 2 here. My number 3 is shaving off eyebrows. People are thinking, I see one person has voted for that. I see a lot of people are still leaning to the baby mouse being the truth. We are voting for the truth. I want to keep that in mind, not the lie, the truth. Hey, Waitski, how's it going? What's up? Good to see you here. Welcome in. The legend Waitski. So number 2 is still kind of in the lead here, which is the baby mouse at Wonderland. Proposed it to Mall and said no. See, now I'm wondering I guess. See, I'm having to change my whole thought process on this because it's the one truth. But that's all right. I will be all right. Baby mouse at Wonderland. You guys are really pushing for that one, hey? If you guys haven't voted, make sure you vote in the poll. It's currently up. We are voting which one is the truth, not the lie. Now I'm going to go back on here now that I know the 2 truths, 1 lie. At least you told me before, I guess, because that would have been really it was really strange.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, what? So proposed in a mall and said no. I could see that. I mean, I could see all of them being, I don't know. See, I was leaning to one of the lies being the baby mouse, but now I'm like, chat's going very strong on number 2 being the baby mouse of the truth. I'm thinking there might be someone who's got a big brain in here that's probably might know about this. Has figured out some details. And some people are saying to shave the eyebrows off because I mean that's where I'm kind of feeling too. Also, maybe that's true because I mean makeup can do wonders, and you wouldn't even know that like people wouldn't have eyebrows sometimes. So I mean it's possible. If you guys haven't voted, there's like a couple seconds left. Number 1, we're guessing the truth. I want you to remember that we're guessing which one's true. Is the truth proposed in the mall and that you said no? That Haley found a baby mouse at Wonderland and took it home with her. Or number 3, that she shaved off her eyebrows. Make sure you get in. There's got like 10 seconds left to vote if you haven't already. I see a lot of votes in there, which is awesome. You guys did a great job getting that second one in there. And I see the truth that people are pushing for is number 2, the baby mouse at Wonderland. Which, as I said, was my lie I was thinking about. However, I'm thinking here. I'm going to go with chat said number 2. The truth. We just vote for the same truth and lie. No, you guys voted number 1, I think, before. I'm pretty sure. I think you guys said the lie was number 1, I think. I could be totally wrong with that, but that would be kind of funny though. I'm gonna go with chat today. Chat usually helps me and doesn't put me in the bad books here. So I'm gonna go with chat here and say that the baby mouse that you took it home and you took it back to the farm was the truth. Am I correct, Halian?
And you should have went with your gut, man.
No.
I shaved both my eyebrows off.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Dead.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I think it helps that I didn't specify at what age I shaved both my eyebrows off, because if
Fair.
I had said adulthood, that would be a lie. I actually shaved them off when I was about 10,
Okay.
11.
Okay.
Both of them clean off my face. Gone.
Was there reasoning?
Now,
Or just
yeah.
because like angst or like what?
So I have to put it out there that I was like a really like attention-y child. Like I would go into school and like pretend to sprain my ankle so I could get attention. You know what I mean? Like I just liked attention, you know?
Okay. Fair.
And I remember I was like really wanting to convince my mom that our bath water was like there was something wrong with it.
Okay.
So I was having a bath and I shaved off my eyebrows. And then I told her when she came in and saw my eyebrows were gone, I told her, I said, Mom, I just went under the water and I came back up and they were gone. And yeah, she didn't really believe me.
Yeah. Yeah, something would have been really wrong with that bathwater. That's hilarious.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
So
You know, what'd be even
yeah,
funnier is
and
if your hair wasn't even like wet and you're like, yeah, I went underneath.
yeah, honestly, I don't know what my thought process was exactly because eventually I was just like, I wanted to be like my sisters because my sisters used to like shave off their unibrows. Like
Okay.
they used to like if they touch it up, if they didn't feel like plucking it, they would shave it. So I
Would
just said
you-
it was their fault.
What did you call it?
Unibrow?
Unibrow? I've never heard that before.
It's like Uno is
yeah,
like
I know
one.
Yeah, yeah.
right?
That's creative. I just never heard that. That's funny. I like that. Okay. Yeah. Multi's asking the real questions out here. More important question is there pictures?
No,
No?
there's not. I honestly, I was very sure not to document it, but I will tell you that the next day I went to school and my teachers were laughing. Like it was the most embarrassing thing because I wasn't even at that age where you could like draw on eyebrows. Like it wasn't a
Yeah.
thing back then to draw your eyebrows on. So it was very, very embarrassing. And that's actually why my eyebrows are as bushy as they are. You can't really tell on stream, but my eyebrows are like they grow insane. Like I have to literally maintain them at least once a week
Wow.
because they just grow and grow because I shaved them off.
If you ever want bigger, bushier eyebrows, that's the trick, guys. Just
There
shave
you
them
go.
off. You have to get laughed at by teachers for about a week, but it's fine. Uh,
Fine.
I find it like, I mean, then again, what are they supposed to do? But I find it hilarious that your parents sent you to just go like, have fun, good luck. Like they were like, you know what, you're gonna deal with this one. You can tell the teachers it's bathwater. See what they say.
Yeah.
Yeah, no wonder they were laughing. That's a wholesome story. I like that. Hi Peanut, welcome to the stream. You know it as a monobrow, multi. I've never heard of that. Does anyone else have anything that like crazy they call a unibrow? I've always known it as a unibrow. That's interesting. A monobrow. I mean, there's so many ways to kind of like consider as like one and like mono.
I guess Uno and Uno are the same thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, basically. However, you do have two lies in here. However, I want to see if there's any truth in any of these. So, the proposal at the mall, was there any truth at all?
Actually, that was complete bullshit. I actually was like reading the one lie that I came up with and I didn't like it because I was realizing my community would know it's a lie and I think you guys would know it's a lie because I already told you my life story and I did not. Originally it was that I used to be a wedding planner assistant.
Okay.
But I was like I didn't mention that in the life story thing, so I feel like they would know that was a lie. So I last minute was like I was proposed to because that's somewhat realistic. Like I feel like that would make sense.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah. So there's no truth to that one at all.
Fun fact, my first job ever was a wedding decor company, basically like a kind of a setup kind of thing. So yeah, that's interesting enough. Something that's never came up on stream before. Sometimes I call it an inner brow, an inner brow. What? Although I can relate to that because my brother tried practicing cutting hair on me, so he ended up, my hair, making it patchy, and he tried to shape my eyebrows and took them almost all the way off. So little kid, me finished the job to the 3rd grade. Oh, you actually really shaved them off? Damn. Wow. Was I like the only kid that didn't like shave off my eyebrows? I think I was. Like I think I could be wrong, Mom, but didn't Juliana, my sister, shave off hers as well? Or like she did something where like she like, oh, you know what? Actually, I don't even know if it was this. I think you didn't. Perfect. I knew it had to be the brows. How was the brother really though? My sister took a razor and went right through the middle. And it was like perfectly aligned. And my dad always bugs her about it. She's like, no, I didn't. I just plucked it in her. And my dad was like, no, you didn't. I mean, I don't even like at this point, it probably was that, but I don't even know if she would ever admit that even to this day. But yeah, I don't know. She didn't shave her eyebrows. I thought she shaved the middle though. I'm pretty sure she shaved it right down the middle. Dude, it was horrible because my barber had to match the lowest my hair was, which was almost all the way bald. Rough. Yeah, no, that scares me a little bit. I just got a haircut. I mean, I'm not showing on stream because my hair looks like a mess, but it's very shorter than it used to be. I'll post it in Discord if you guys want to see it, and shit post later. So make sure you're in the Discord if you want to see the new haircut. Even Mama Lisa hasn't even seen it yet, because I've kind of been like, meh, in the last couple days.
So is is Mama Lisa your real mom?
100% my real
I
mom.
had no idea. I just
yeah.
thought you would just like had a nickname and you're
No,
called
no.
hello, Mama Bren.
Yes. Mama Lisa is the OG of the stream. She's been here since day one, always supporting, always there. The middle at your dad's allegedly. Exactly, Mom. Okay. Mama Lisa's always here. She's always hanging out. She's vibing with chat. She's been here for every single stream. She hasn't missed one, or at least connections one. Seen every single guest, follows pretty much every guest. And if you guys haven't already, exclamation mark guest in the chat. I'll throw it up for you this time. That is all of Haley's links. If you haven't followed them already, go follow them. And then the other one, the baby mouse at Wonderland, the one we were all so set on because I think it sounded like it was such a real kind of thing. Is there any truth to this at all? Did you see a baby mouse? Did you try and take one home? Was anything at all?
Yeah, so there is truth to this one.
Okay.
So when I want to say like 8 or 9, I had a best friend at the time who took me with them to Canada's Wonderland for the first time I'd ever been there in my life. Okay. And I think we spent probably 90% of our time there chasing around this little baby mouse. Now, it wasn't like we were just chasing this mouse like the whole time. Like there was like this mouse that we saw and we tried to catch it. His mom, by the way, was like long gone. I think she just like didn't want to walk with us. So we were like children just like roaming free. We chased this mouse for probably like a solid 20 minutes and we lost it. And then we saw it again while we were in line for like one of the rides. And we ditched the ride and did it again. So like we spent pretty much that whole day just like finding the mouse, chasing the mouse. We never caught the mouse. And even if we did, I don't think his mother would have been okay with it.
Hiding it in your pocket.
Yeah, I don't know what our plan was once we caught the mouse. But yeah, so there was some truth to it, but it definitely wasn't. It was never caught. So
sounds like Mickey Mouse was doing some surveillance. We also got a hydrate, which I saw you just hit there, which is perfect. Thank you for the hydrate multi. Appreciate that. And thank you, Alpha, for the host as well. Thank you so much. I saw that as well. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for sharing my community with yours.
You're doing great, Bren.
Thanks, Peanut. Aw, thanks. We're going to get into some more questions here. So that is Two Choose One Life for those of you that were with us. Unfortunately, we did not get the dub today. However, if you guys would like, next Tuesday we'll be playing this exact same game. We play it every single stream. Tiggs! Hi, Tiggs! Sending love. I see you, Tiggs. I'm a big Tiggs fan. How's it going, Tiggs? Good to see you here. Joining us early in... wait. Are you from Australia, Tiggs? I've never actually asked. I'm assuming you are because you're with you're one of Sharky's mods, but never actually asked. But how are you doing today, Tiggs? Good to see you. But that's Two Choose One Lie. If you guys are looking to get that VIP, if you guys are looking to win the giveaway, unfortunately you're gonna have to be next stream. Unfortunately, Tiggs, you are Aussie. I figured you were. Awesome. Well, how are you doing today, Tiggs? Good to see you here. Braydos, you're not the only Aussie, all right? We've interviewed 5 already on the stream at this point. But you got it wrong, didn't you? That means Haley gets to pick a VIP. See, this is how it goes, Multi. We'll be doing it once we get it right, then we will give it away. But we'll do it. Don't worry. It's going to happen. It'll be sooner than later. I'm bad at this game, but I'm not that bad. Just chilling, man. Want to just drop in and say hello. Well, thanks, Tiggs. Thanks for hanging out with us. We do have a question of the day if you'd be open to answering. And it is, what scares you? And I think that might be the perfect segue to you, Haley, for our deep questions that we're going to go into here. Since it is the question of the day, we'll start off with that one. We usually try not to jump you off of the deep end, but I think everyone else has shared theirs. So I'm going to ask you, what is something that scares you? Or what scares you?
So I'd like to note that it was kind of funny. I had a client right before this, and I was driving home from that client, and I was like, what if he asks me what I'm most afraid of? Like, that was it actually came into my head, and I kind of have like an answer kind of prepared, which is nice. And I don't know why I thought that, but I mean, I guess I got some kind of psychic ability.
Really though?
So if I had to say like one irrational and one rational, irrational would probably be spiders because I'm absolutely petrified. I am like panic attack if they're in my vicinity, kind of scared of spiders,
Wow, okay, yeah.
extreme phobic. And rational would probably be losing people that I love, specifically people that like I shouldn't have to experience losing. So like what I mean by that is like there are people in your life that you know one day are going to pass away probably before you, right?
Mhm.
So there's like, you know, your parents and your grandparents and even sometimes older siblings. Like you're somewhat prepared for that, I guess, in a way. Like you know from a young age that one day they will probably go before you.
Unfortunately,
So for me,
yes.
I think that like the thought of losing a significant other or the thought of losing like a sibling that's really close to me in age or my best friend, like I think that is like my biggest fear, and it's something I think about unfortunately a lot. And I think that's actually how I thought about you asking me about a fear, was that in my head I was like, what if like Dallas died today at work? Like it's a really morbid way of thinking, and it happens very randomly. Like I'll just be driving down the street and I'll think like, what if my sister died tomorrow? Like it's it's a little weird, but yeah, I'd say that's probably my biggest fear is like losing someone before you're meant to.
Mhm.
It just terrifies me because I just don't know how people go on. Like I don't know how people cope with it. I've lost people in my life, but I definitely like it terrifies me. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not easy. I mean, and unfortunately, that is life. Unfortunately, it's the sad part of it. Is losing people, and I agree with you. I couldn't imagine losing someone that, I mean, that like doesn't make sense to, like, things of like hearing of parents losing children. So yeah, that terrifies me.
Yeah.
Like, that's something that scares me. Like, when I eventually become a parent, it's definitely a scary kind of side of things. And to touch on your point of like the whole thing about like losing Dallas, my girlfriend says the same thing. She every so often she'll come in because she sees a TikTok of someone talking about losing a significant other, which
Yeah.
I mean has even had me crying before. And I've actually had to block someone on TikTok because his content is all about how he's lost his significant other. And like I just can't, like, it's a beautiful tribute. There's nothing wrong with him or anything like that. I just, it gets me in such a funk for the rest of the day, and it's not why I turned on TikTok.
No,
For me
exactly.
personally, I have nothing wrong with him and his content. It's just that I can't digest that in my day to day, and it was popping up my For You page way too much, and it was hitting me when I wasn't ready for it, way too many times. And so yeah, my girlfriend will every so often come out of our bedroom where she usually watches main point of her TikToks and come to me over my desk and go, "You are not allowed to die before me, okay?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, because I get to choose this." And so yeah, so can relate. Um, Kind of going on to this, off this kind of topic. Can you remember the last time you cried and what was the reason?
Yeah. The last time I cried was not this past weekend, but the weekend before. Unless no, technically it was Sunday. Sunday was the last time, and I cried because we actually were driving into back to our city from Toronto, and there was this massive storm that I'm very terrified of, like, being in storms. Like, I'm okay if I'm at home, but driving through them really scares me, and this was probably the most insane storm I've ever seen, and also the most, like, there was tornado warnings all over around where we were. So we were kind of, like, driving into the heart of it, and it was, like, from, like, a couple miles away, we could see this cloud that we were about to drive into, and from far away, all you see is, like, these massive clouds just, like, I don't even know how big they were. They were huge. And at the bottom, it was this big black ring of clouds, like kind of like in a big circle, basically. And inside was just dark red. And there was lightning all over the place. I was freaking out. And as soon as we got in and the wind hit us, because it was almost like the wind was just like a wall. And we just hit it. And I literally felt the car shift. And the rain was insane, and I just started bawling my eyes out. I was so scared. I was like messaging Alpha on Discord, like I was like, please distract me, please distract me. I was panicking, and that was the last time I cried because I was scared, so I cried out of fear.
It's fair. It's really fair.
But we
No, it's
survived.
that's very scary. Yeah, exactly. You're here. So that's the good thing. That's crazy. That's fair. That's really fair. Tiggs, I see. Oh, the answer to your question of the day. I'm scared of everything. The weirdest one is chickens. Oh, really? 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 What about chickens scares you? That's interesting. I wonder why. I've never heard of something like that. Is it just because they bob their head? Like, that would have been scary. Honestly, it would have been terrifying driving through a storm. Was it Dallas driving through it, or were you driving?
Luckily, Dallas drove because I actually had looked up the radar and stuff before we left because I had heard that my home city was having tornado watches,
Mm-hmm.
which is, I think, a step higher than tornado warning. So, like, a warning is just like, it could happen. Watches are basically like, it is like more than likely it'll happen, which is super rare for my area. So I had actually been looking at the radar all morning before we left, and I saw the chain of storms that we were going to have to go through. So I made sure he was driving because he's a very calm, level-headed driver. Like, he drove right through that. He had no issues whatsoever. I was panicking. He was fine. So I'm really glad he drove.
Fair. Peanut, I see say I'm scared of birds. I mean, to a point, yes. There's some birds that are very majestic and very cool. But like when I was younger, at our house, I remember a very like clear like imagery of watching my dad and mom get like dive bombed by crows in our backyard. I don't remember the reason. I think there was like a nest or something somewhere, but they didn't know that at this point. And they were like dive bombing. And I remember my dad with like a hockey stick, like trying to like bat them away so that they didn't get like his peck their eyes out, basically, as like Tig said. But yeah, no, that's definitely that's a fair fear, Peanut, for sure. Um, talked about a little bit about your parents at the very beginning of this episode today when we did quick questions. Are you close to your parents and why?
I'm close to my mom. It wasn't always like that, but as an adult, I've become a lot closer to my mom. And I would say it's mostly because I feel like now that I'm older, I feel like I understand why she, would maybe, like, I think as a teenager, I didn't like her because she disagreed with the choices that I made, but as an adult, I can see the choices that I made were bad and not good choices, and now I understand why she didn't want me to be doing the things that I was doing. So I think that was a big part of it. Is I think also as I've gotten older, I've become more aware that one day I'm going to lose my mom, and that I don't want to ever feel like I did not see her enough. And I have a mother who's very, very like, chase your dreams, do whatever you want. If you have to move across the world, do whatever you have to do to reach your dreams and be happy, because I will be okay. That is her thought process. And I think because of that mindset, I've always just clung to her.
Mm-hmm.
I think because like I know that she's okay with me going free, and she's set me free, and she's like 100% like, go do your thing, that I'm like, no, I don't want to leave you. I used to tell my mom when I was a kid that I would never move out. And of course I actually did at 16. So that was a lie. But sorry.
No, would you say the moving out at 16 put a bit of a kind of a pull in your relationship a little bit?
Yes. It definitely did. And I think like all the choices that I was making at that time in my life was why I moved out. And also I think why our relationship wasn't good. And that was something that I always wanted to improve on after I, got into a better situation in life.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I definitely feel like I'm close to my mom, and I love her so much, and she is an amazing mother. And yes, there are things in life that, I think maybe she could have done better, but guess what? When I'm a parent, there's gonna be 1,000 things that I could have done better. 100%. And my dad, not close with him. Haven't really talked to him much since I was probably 13. Maybe once a year, once every 2 years, maybe I've talked to him. But I mean, that's one of those things where I kind of learned that it wasn't really me. I think as a teenager, I felt like it was me and that he didn't want to be around me. But I think as an adult, I learned that it's not me. It's just him.
Mm-hmm. Nope, not putting in the proper time. And as far as my thing to you, Haley, is I think anyone would be stupid not to want to spend time with you, and hang out with
Aw.
you. And I'm glad you've kind of figured that out with your mom. And am I reading this wrong? Is your parents split up?
Yeah,
Okay.
they've been since I was like a baby.
Okay, let's go ahead. So first off, we love single moms. Single moms are the best. We're big fans of single moms here in the stream. Mama Lisa also being a single mom, and we have a lot of people who are very often here in the stream that have single moms as well too. Big fan of single moms. Every moms, but like single moms working a little harder than most, if you will, doing it alone typically. Yeah, so I if you're okay with it, I want to deeper dive a little bit into kind of what you were as a teenager a little bit. Because you've talked a lot about how you said you wish you were different. You wish you looked at things different. You wish you kind of thought the same way as your mom did. You see why your mom protects you. What did teenage Halian look like? What was such a you eye rolling at the thought of it? Why is that the feeling that you have towards teenage Halian?
Yeah. So that's the thing. I honestly, it's one of those situations where I am open about it because I think people can learn from my situation and can learn, and maybe see that they're also in the situation. So when I was 16, I met somebody who at the time was very vulnerable. I had just kind of started to learn that like I was overweight and I had very, very bad skin. I was just like a typical, like very insecure teenager. And somebody came into my life and took big advantage of that. And this person, basically, I almost became like, it was like tunnel vision, but it was because of mental abuse. And I think mental abuse is something that's not talked about enough. And it's one of those things that you don't know you're in it until you're in it. And even then, you still don't know you're in it until you're out of it. And so I was with this person for just under 3 years, I think, maybe 2.5. But in that time, I basically completely isolated myself from my family, my friends. I moved out just to be closer to this person. I developed an eating disorder. I didn't go to college for this person. And all along, like, I was being mentally manipulated, and everybody around me saw it, and everybody around me knew and told me, but it just wasn't. I had to find out myself. And this was a kind of like very controlling environment where like they decided what I dressed, like what I said. I couldn't swear because it wasn't ladylike. I couldn't buy protein powder because it would make me bulky. So it was a very, very controlling environment, and I moved in with this person when I was 18. And that, I think, honestly though, I think moving in with that person was the thing I had to do. Because that was where I actually realized what kind of situation I was in. And I think the worst part about it was because I had isolated myself so much, there are people that I lost during that time that I will never be able to make up for that because I didn't go spend time with them when I could because I isolated myself. I was only that person and I was only allowed to be around that person and that's it. And, you know, I lost my grandmother I lost my grandmother shortly after that relationship ended, but I lived down the road from her and I never went to see her because I didn't think, like, I wasn't thinking. I wasn't in my right mind. And I lost someone who was basically a father to me during that time. And I think that's actually one of the things that created a turning point for me was when I lost that person and the person that I was with told me that I just had to get over it. And, you know, I have so many regrets with that, but I also know that I would not be where I am now if I hadn't been through that. So that was pretty much the situation. And I want people to know because I want people to be able to learn from it that if there is somebody in your life that is telling you how to dress and how to act and who to talk to and who to be around, that person is toxic and is not worth a moment of your time.
For sure.
Yeah.
Really though. Thank you. That was it was, and I know that's not easy to share with my community, with me, someone you're literally meeting on stream for, I mean, people that maybe it's a vulnerable state to be in. But first thing before I go into we talk about any part of this, I just wanted to kind of just to push to you is as a reminder, and I see you're obviously your eye rolling it a little bit, and I hope it's towards the person that made you feel that way, not towards yourself, because I think you said it perfectly when you said you don't realize it until you're actually in it, you don't realize it until you're actually out of it, that you're in it. And it's something that's so true. And I've experienced a very minuscule version of that in past relationships. I've also seen it happen to friends, to family members, to things like that, where like I've seen that kind of mental abuse, as you said, call it what it is. It's mental abuse. Like it's a form of abuse, just like if someone was to hit someone, and things like that. Like it's the same type of kind of vibe. The thing that's more worse than that is something like a physical abuse you maybe can see and you physically feel that, whereas mental abuse you might not see as quickly. It's harder to kind of see those signs, those red flags. Like not eating, not telling someone that they act too ladylike, trying to change their personality in certain ways, like things like that. And if you guys or if anyone watching has someone like that in your life, and I know it's not easy just to say, just do this, but consider looking at that person and seeing if that person's really worth being in your life, if they don't want you to be the person that you really truly are, because no one but you should be able to tell you how to live your life. You should just be able to decide what's best for you. And I'm with an at risk, I'm putting, yes, parents, there is certain things. I'm not saying every single parent, there definitely might be, don't get me wrong, but there is some parents that are looking up for you and it might not make sense, as Haley said earlier. It might not make sense until like later in life when you get a little bit older, if you are younger. I mean, if you are a full-fledged adult, then I mean, hey, that's on you. That's up to you. You make your decisions at that point. Until that point of kind of like 18, even I would even push it to maybe even later, like into your 20s even, for certain people. Is it's because some people start learning kind of really kind of how to kick it off after like 18, 20. I'm still learning. So like, I text my mom all the time for things like that, because it's like life's hard. But as far as kind of going back to that kind of vulnerable state, I feel bad for you, especially going into probably one of your first ever relationships and having to kind of be treated that way. Not how anyone should ever be treated. And it disgusts me that humans treat other humans like that, and like as if there was like someone's property in some sort of sense. And I feel bad. I feel for you having to go through all that and endure that. But I think also, as you said, you've taken a really positive look at the whole situation, where some people could just kind of go, woe is me type of thing, and maybe not change anything, which I mean, I would totally understand as well, because obviously it's part of trauma and stuff like that. But as far as how you dealt with it and you've coming out of it, you're now a personal trainer. You've changed your life for a healthier way, as you chose to do. And you also have now an amazing partner, which I've heard about on stream, which I've heard about on TikTok, which I've heard about here today on our stream, who seems like an amazing person. And so I'm like, yes, you're right. Like, at least there was something that really good came out of this. It just sucks that you had to go through that to get to that point. That's kind of where I'm going with all this. And before I forget, hello, Dre. Sorry, I didn't mean to wait for this long, but I wanted to make sure that we got the whole story out before I said anything. But hello, Dre. Welcome to the stream. I'm glad you're here. Another Ontario local in the stream, and a past guest of the stream as well, Just Dre. How's it going, Dre? Good to see you in here. Thanks for stopping by. We do have a question of the day, Dre, if you're open to answering. I know it's been a minute since you've been here, and if you might have had to leave because I know you're a busy guy. But what scares you if you are still hanging out here and if you're open to sharing? Wow. Okay, so we went on for a little bit there, which was great. We got an amazing story out of that from you. So thank you for that as well. What are you passionate about in life?
If I were to put it in kind of like a a broad spectrum, I guess I would say helping people. And I know that's like a very, very like I feel like basic thing to say. But I've always found that I've always wanted to help in any way that I can, in the sense that for example, in school, I always wanted to help people with work as much as I could. If people were struggling, I wanted to be able to help them. Personal training, a big thing is I want to help people lose weight, and I want to help people gain strength and find themselves and, feel confident in themselves, and because I've been there and I know how it feels to not feel that way. And even going into ultrasound, a big driver for me, especially actually when I first applied to it, I honestly, it was more so just, this sounds cool, I'm going to do it. But actually recently my mom she was getting an ultrasound done, and because of this ultrasound tech, we may have found cancer, and it was an accident. So she wasn't like going in for anything related to kidneys. And while this ultrasound tech was doing an ultrasound, she actually found a mass on my mother's kidney. And most cancers that are found and treated before they become fatal are found by accident. And the fact and the thought that I could save somebody's mother one day, or save somebody's father or brother or child, it drives me so much. And I think in general, I'm just really passionate about helping people in any kind of way.
So sorry to hear about your mom. I hope everything turns out well, and like you said, the good thing is at least it was found really early, which is awesome. Hopefully everything goes well. You have to keep me updated on that. That's obviously
Yeah, we're still waiting to find out if it is. Yeah.
How long ago did you find out?
We found out they found the mass in, I think, June. And they did an ultrasound and they did a CAT scan and they did all that stuff, and they actually ended up doing a biopsy, but they actually messed up the biopsy. And then instead of redoing the biopsy, they said they're going to wait till October to see if it grows. And if it grows, then they're going to take out the kidney. And if it doesn't grow, then they're just probably going to leave it or do a biopsy to make sure that it's not cancerous, but they are still not 100% sure.
Wishing the best for Mama Halian.
Thank you.
So it's because yeah, for sure. If there's anything we can do to help, let me know, and we'll definitely turn to things to support you and your mom for sure. Who sounds like an amazing mom from what you've told us so far. Hi Carrot, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. The question of the day is, what scares you? And Dre, I see that it has been a while, Dre. Your sedan got turned into a coupe. I know, I saw the pictures. It was crazy. If you can, I would love for you if you could send that the picture in the Discord as well. It's insane. I couldn't believe that crash you got in. I'm glad you're okay though. It's good, but it's so scary. Yeah, Multi, exactly. Best of luck to you and your mom for sure. It's definitely scary stuff there, but hopefully, like you said, one of the biggest things is it definitely improves that it's found like that. It's not like your mom was having, I'm assuming not like your mom was having any like kidney failure problems or anything like that. You just happened to see it on the ultrasound, which is, you said, I think it's a noble way to kind of think of why you wanted to go into that is kind of to be able to support someone and be able to be like, hey, I actually helped someone with their something that's happened that could have been way more worse than it actually was, because I found something that was really early. It's noble, very noble. We talked about the mental abuse in past relationships. We've talked about your relationship with your mom, your relationship or lack thereof with your dad. And we've also talked about your relationship with Dallas, your current significant other. What does love mean to you?
Say love means that you can feel unconditional caring towards somebody, as well as you don't expect anything from somebody, and you still feel like you want to give that person everything you have. Whether that be family or friends, or a significant other. I think that the world is a lot of give and take. But I think with love, I think that you can give and give and give and never expect anything else in return. And I think that's what makes love so beautiful, is that when you truly love somebody, you would do anything to see that person happy. And I think that is what unconditional love is, in my opinion.
What is the best piece of advice that you've ever received?
Refer this actually to a quote that I was told once, actually, by, and it's completely random. It's like a sister's ex-boyfriend thing. But this is a quote that stuck with me for, well, till now, and it's been years. And it was, "May the best days of your past become the worst days of your future." And this just stuck with me because it is implying that, sure, you've had you've had amazing days in your past, and there are times that you will never forget, and there are amazing memories, and that is awesome. But there will always be a way that you can continue to make your days better and better and better throughout your entire life. And this advice just kind of told me, like, never settle for less than what you've had, and just continue to build yourself up and push yourself and enjoy the little things, and you can continue to have best days for the rest of your life. And that stuck with me for years. I want that quoted on my body.
It's a great quote. It's very, very meaningful, and it's funny. The quote is actually very similar to kind of what Boa said at the last episode too, which is kind of interesting. It's the first time we've actually had like a back-to-back kind of similar answer on that question. But it's funny, the way you guys took it was both kind of interesting in different directions. Her way that she described it was never reach your peak, was kind of her way of saying it. But it's very similar, kind of the never settle for less, never hope your best. What was it? The hope your best days are ahead of you, or
may the best days of your past be the worst days of your future.
Yeah, it's a beautiful quote. It's very a very touching quote for sure. Yeah, no, I really like that. It is. I can definitely see why you want that tattooed on your body for sure. Do you have it? Do you have any tattoos, by the way?
Yeah, I have 3 actually.
Oh wow.
2 of them I actually got done like a month ago. I got a coffee and donut on one ankle and
Lovely.
a cookie and tea on the other ankle.
Aw.
The teacup is actually a teacup I got from my grandma after she passed away, so it was a vintage teacup. And I have a fish, which is a cover-up tattoo of an old, ugly heart that I got when I was 16. And I just put a fish on top of it, and I really love the fish. I'll be honest.
That's cool. That was called. The fish are great.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one. Yeah, and so I'm assuming you've probably hit that point now where if you've had a month, you're probably like eager to get tattoos like crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've already had another one. I've already tried to book another one, but her books are filling up fast, so I'm a little concerned I'm not going to get in, but maybe one day.
Yeah, no, it's something that, well, my stream goal, if we hit 200 subs at any point here, it's gonna be getting a tattoo done, and I mean, I might leave it up to chat to decide what my fate, but we'll see. Within precautionaries, because I don't, I gotta put some sort of limits on it.
Yeah, don't be too risky there.
Exactly, yeah. But yeah, we'll see if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But my plan is to eventually get a full sleeve done on my arm. And I have 2. I have the paper airplane on my wrist, and then I've also got a silhouette of a butt on my ankle. Okay.
Of a butt?
I'll show
like
you.
a peach?
Oh, thank you for the sub. Appreciate that. Not quite. Here, I'll show you here. I had a weird feeling I was gonna be showing off this tattoo today, and I actually wore some French fry socks today, but that's beside the point. That's not part of it. But oh my goodness, this is not gonna show at all. Here, I'm gonna put it on main screen on stream here for a second here, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Peach, yes, peach, very peachy Alpha Life. Oh my goodness. Okay, so it's kind of sideways, but that's it right there. If you can see it, it's
Oh my god, butt
it's like
cheeks.
oh my goodness. Be quiet, Donovan. I still stand by it. I could never get a tattoo ever. Just to preface, those of you who have not met Donovan or seen any pictures of Donovan, Donovan is oh my goodness. Those cheeks though. Yeah, really though. Come on. Come on, webcam. Go back to normal. We're gonna try and get back to here. Come on. I'm gonna have to reset it. Hold on. Donovan, for those of you that have not seen him, is pretty close to covered in tattoos, which is my thing. We love that tattoo. Thank you. Donovan actually has 0 tattoos. Actually, no. My body is a temple. Thanks. Yeah, sure it is. I want more tattoos. Yeah, once you get one tattoo, you're just it's like rapid fire getting that. You need to get a mom with a heart. I mean. Mom, all it costs you is 200 subs. I'm just kidding. I mean, maybe we'll see. Yes, yeah. Everyone's just like everyone's putting that. My body's a temple with tattoos. Yeah, exactly. So you can have a temple with tattoos. Exactly, Alpha. Exactly. 100% couldn't be more right.
Well said.
Exactly. Yeah, it's funny when I met my girlfriend, she had no tattoos, and I showed her mine. I was like, I mean, it's something that I like doing. I said, you don't have to do anything with it, but like if it's something that interests you, like go for it. Something. And she's like, well, I don't know what to get at the first one. I was like, whatever you want. You realize once you get your first one, it's you stuck so much pressure on having the first one that you don't realize that it's just have fun. It's essentially art essentially, and
Exactly.
and it's funny now she has more tattoos than I do in the 5 years that we've been together. Yeah, no, and that's right. Mama Lisa actually goes to a past guest that's been on the podcast, Tamaya from Pulse Fan City, who I hope will do the tattoo if I ever get the hit that mark of the 200 subs to do it. And so she'd hopefully come over and we do it all on stream as well, and it'd be a lot of fun. For my first tattoo, I got my mom's name so she wouldn't be too mad that it went behind her back. Mama Lisa hooked on tattoos now. I mean, a little bit, I'm sure. Oh wow! Thank you so much, Alpha Wife, for the Prime sub. Appreciate that. Yeah, spend Uncle Jeff Bezos's money. Let's go, Jeffrey Bezos. Oh, you have a question. You send it to Mama Lisa. Just because I don't want to break too many of the rules because we do have it for a reason. However, you always have some amazing ones, Malty. Mama Lisa's willing to give it up. Just whisper it to Mama Lisa. Maybe maybe whisper it to Donovan, and we'll see if we can figure out a way to get it to Mama Lisa. Because I don't know if Mama Lisa's gonna be able to figure out whispers. Just to be honest with you. We'll figure it out. Malty, you'll have to message Donovan or something and see if we can get it to Mama Lisa. Or, I mean, you could always just send it to her in chat, I guess. And then Mama Lisa could use it as redeem. That could work too. What helps you decompress?
Honestly, I would say probably just sitting on the couch watching Supernatural in cozy blankets, and honestly probably passing out and having a nap. Honestly, I very much really love to relax. Working out to me is, I have to say, not really an anti-stressor. I mean, a lot of people say like I work out to help my stress or I work out to decompress, but not to me. To me, I work out because of the feeling I get after, but some days I really don't want to do it.
That's fair. That's fair.
But yeah, definitely just chilling, watching Netflix. Supernatural's been like the binge show right now, so
awesome. By the way, I just realized you guys are so close to a hype train. That's crazy. You guys are nuts. Thank you so much. I just realized too as well. Supernatural is actually filmed in my city as well, which is kind of crazy little fact that it's a Vancouver film show. It's not. I don't think it's all filmed in Vancouver, but it's a good portion of it is definitely filmed in Vancouver, which is a little bit of fun little bit of lore here too, because I see that Tiggs also watched Supernatural. Yeah, Supernatural is, from what I've heard, is a great show. I've never actually watched a full episode, but it's definitely an interesting one. Let's see here. What else do we got here? So we talked about earlier about what you regret not doing in life. You talked about how you had the old boss who was very inappropriate in the workplace, and you regretted not kind of confronting about that. And so my question to you is, oh my goodness, I lost it. How have I lost it? Oh my god. Oh, sorry. Restart. My question to you is, what do you regret doing in life?
What do I regret doing?
Yes. So not that you didn't do, but that you did do. That's something that you have done and you wish you regretted and you wish you could have changed.
Honestly, I would say that I do regret probably moving out early, and not really for the reason that you'd think. Like, it's not like about like the relationship or anything. Honestly, I think I regret moving out early because I think I missed like a really good opportunity to save up money as a young person. And honestly, onto that, I regret not saving money as a young person. I feel like I would have had a lot less issues financially as an adult if I would have just saved some money. Like, I think I just spent very, very, like, I didn't have a great job. I worked at a grocery store, but I mean, when you're young, if I would have stayed home and, I didn't have to pay bills and stuff, that probably would have been not bad. I probably could have saved up a good amount of money. So I do regret not saving money because, man, it's brutal out here.
Stuff out in these streets for sure.
Yes.
How do you feel you are with money now? Do you feel like you're better now with money?
Yes and no. I
Okay.
feel like I with my all or nothing attitude, because I definitely have that.
That sounds dangerous.
It is. I find that when I don't have money, I'm like, well, I'm already broke. I might as well spend what I have. Like if I'm like, oh, I already can't afford to do this, I might as well just spend my money. Whereas like when I actually come into money, I become like very, very captive of that money. Like I'm like, okay, I don't want to spend this money on anything. I just want to put it away. I don't want to touch it. But as soon as I don't have money, I'm like willing to spend money. It's a very weird scenario.
I feel that.
But I would say that now, especially with college coming, I have learned to be a lot better with money. And also just learning to budget properly. That was like a big one for me. I finally feel like I've learned when it is okay to spend money when it's not. As well as like I've been able to purchase some decent things as a young adult, which I think is nice. Like, I have an apartment that I love, and we bought a used SUV 2 years ago now. But it's a very, very nice vehicle. It's like a 2015 or something. But it was like my first like big adult purchase. Like we bought a brand new leather couch. Like, I was able to like save up money enough to be able to buy some nice things, buy a laptop, start streaming. Streaming's an investment, that's for sure.
Very much, yes.
So yeah, I would say that I'm okay with money. I will say that I'm very anxious when it comes to owing money. Like I hate being in debt. I also am not a fan of never knowing what's going to happen come tax season, because tax season stresses me out, especially now that I'm streaming, because it is so hit or miss. But yeah, I would say that I'm probably better with money now, just still a little bit of a noob, I have to say.
From what I've heard, and this could be totally wrong, but it's something that I've done so far, is at least save yourself 15% and just put it aside for taxes for streaming. Oh my goodness, there's someone on TikTok who I've seen this from, and I'll send it to. I'll go through my favorites and I'll send it to you. I'm sure you've probably even seen her. She's a Twitch TikToker. Does very similar kind of content to what you do. But she talked about how she has had issues in the past with budgeting and doing certain things like that. I'll definitely send that to you and push and so you can kind of see that, because yeah, I know it's definitely it's something that worries me even too, like about the taxes and things like that. And I mean, I'm not making like tons of money here doing this, but it's something that, I mean, the government will act like it like I have been, so I got to remember that. At least plan for that. And as far as budgeting too, it sounds like you've done a great job. Yeah, it's something that I wish they taught in schools. It's something that I learned on my own. And I got quite good at it, actually. I was actually even able to for a while before I started streaming, I made a whole thing where I actually made a program that people could even use and use as like a budgeting system and kind of plug in the numbers, and it gives you how much you should spend on everything. Yeah, so it's it's something that I'm kind of excited about, but yeah, it was something I was excited about, but it never really went anywhere. But I'm very passionate about being, like you said, for you too, like helping people in different ways. My way would be like more in a financial sort of thing. I think I can help people kind of save essentially.
Yeah.
And things like that. I think that would be something that I could definitely do. But it's definitely an interesting way to look at kind of the spending thing. The all or nothing thing is relatable for sure. But Multi asked a couple questions. And Multi, I'm actually going to give you this one for free because you've hung out with us this long. And Multi asks to you, I believe, if I'm correct. Multi, please correct me. From all you've told so far, it seems fair to say that you've been through some tough times. Is there anything you do to stay afloat?
Why am I not seeing that? Oh, it's up high.
It's way up.
Right?
Yeah, it's way up.
Oh, okay. So anything that I do to stay afloat. I think like a big one was learning that it was okay to talk about it. I think that I've always kind of kept a lot of that to myself when I was, first getting out of a lot of the issues. Because I just felt like it was one of those things like I shouldn't talk about this because, that's just going to bring up bad energy, right? So learning that it was okay to talk about it was really big. Besides that, honestly, I think journaling actually, as corny as it sounds, journaling was like a really big outlet for me. And what I did was I tried to focus when I was writing my journal entries on all the things that I was very, very happy and grateful for, rather than writing about all the things that I'm feeling that are negative. And I think it's really important to also remember, though, that it is okay to feel negative and it's okay to let yourself. I think it is so important. I think a lot is pushed in the direction of like, be positive, be grateful, be happy, like you're blessed to be alive, like, and it's so true. But I do think that it is extremely important for people to be able to take that time to feel those things. And I think in the beginning, I didn't let myself feel things. And I think that eventually led to me I had to at that point, because eventually all emotions catch up with you.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's, a year down the line or 3 years down the line, everything's going to catch up with you eventually. So I think it's important to make sure people know that it's okay to feel things and that you need to, because it's either you're going to feel it now and it's going to hurt now, but you can work through it, or you're going to let it build up and then it's going to hurt like hell. So I'd say just, being very aware of my attitude and also being very aware of my emotions and letting people in, like I'm lucky to have a very supportive partner who's always, let me say what I need to say, which I think is very important for sure.
For sure. It's definitely very important as a partner. 100%. I totally agree. And I'm very lucky to have the same exact thing too, and be able to kind of voice things in that kind of sense as well. Multi, I see also asked me a question. Interesting. I love when I get actually questions on here. It's very rare that I get them. What is your top takeaway from all the interviews you've done so far? What things or points are you usually able to remember remember a while after their interviews? Great question. I'm thinking also too, Multi, is that we'll do a whole episode for stuff like this, and maybe you can help me create that Multi even in the future, which is going to be in December, is kind of looking back at all the past things and kind of looking like clips and stuff like that of good memories in the past, of kind of good insights that we've heard from past guests, from the start to finish. There is a lot of things I've learned from doing this, and that's why I love doing this so much. I'm trying to think back to the first one where I talked to CJ, Chad the Deviant, who's currently taking a break from Twitch, about just kind of life and how much becoming a father has kind of changed his mindset to something like Mr. Ken Carter, who was actually, funny enough, introduced to me by CJ, who came in here and just had so many insightful kind of thoughts and changed my mindset more than anything, on the basis of being of how fame doesn't change a person, it just amplifies who they are. That's one thing that I've talked about on this show a couple times after his episode, and something that stuck with me very, very like deeply. Hearing the story from our good friend Dre, who is in here. It's not something I maybe took away so much as I just remembering the story, and it's something that really, it hurts my heart for him, about how he had a kind of like a middle school girlfriend that kind of went MIA and turned out that she had passed away. And it's stories like that, like that's what I'm more than anything interested in. I kind of take away is how vulnerable people are willing to be with me, really at this point, a complete stranger. I as I tell every single guest before I get on the show, is that I will probably not likely reach out to you until this show was kind of started, aside from like maybe some promo content and stuff like that, because I want it to be real. I want it to be on stream. And this is 9 times out of 10 the first time they've ever talked to me outside of like the original meeting, and maybe on me jumping in their streams. And they're being this vulnerable. Like, for instance, today, a good example of this would be Haley telling us about past traumas of a abusive relationship, of having issues with her mom throughout that relationship, of finding herself through all that. And like I said, at the beginning of this episode, I was pretty much a complete stranger to Haley. She obviously knew who I was, or she wouldn't be sitting here. But there was not many things that she knew about me, and the vulnerability is what makes this show. It's nothing really to do. I mean, I hope I open a good enough kind of opening for creators to come on here and feel warm, cozy, and welcome to try and do this and be vulnerable with their community in mind. But at the end of the day, a creator could come on here and give us a service level everything, and that's what they choose. There's nothing I would be able to do about that. As I've said to every creator, it's this podcast works if you're comfortable. If you're not comfortable, that's okay. I'd rather you step aside and not do it. We've had multiple creators step aside and say, sorry, this is not for me, and that's totally okay. That's fine. I'm not going to push anyone to do anything they don't want to do, because it will show on this podcast. This podcast today would not be the same had Haley not decided to share, and the past ones. So I'm very thankful for that. So thank you, Haley, for being so open with me and the rest of everyone who's watching today. But let's end on a few positive notes here, because we are getting close to the end here of today's episode. We're gonna hit on a couple things here. Let me see here. What's some of the ones that we have? If you, what do you want? TikTok or Twitch? You pick. For this answer, Haley.
TikTok.
TikTok. All right. If you were the head of TikTok, if you're the head of TikTok, what is one and only one feature that you would add to TikTok? And originally the question was that would benefit them both financially and socially, but I'm going to leave it as that. One thing that you could add, one and only one feature that you would add to TikTok to improve its ecosystem in some sort of fashion.
I think a clear algorithm. And I think you're probably expecting that answer.
Oh, for 100%.
An algorithm that you literally can follow.
Okay.
I think that TikTok is such a random but also luck-based platform.
Mm-hmm.
You have to get very lucky, and I'm not someone who's saying that I did not get lucky, because I know that I did. In the beginning, when I first made this new TikTok account, because originally my first one, I don't know if some people don't know, but I had a first one. And that first one did absolutely terrible. But that was my bad, and I learned from it. And I learned that it was because I made content that actually did okay, but it had nothing to do with streaming.
Mm-hmm.
So then when I made streaming content, it didn't do well, which made sense. But then I made a second TikTok that actually kind of blew up a little bit, like a small blow up. And it actually did reflect onto my Twitch as well, which was really nice. But all I can think of is the fact that I had changed absolutely nothing that I was doing, and I continued to try to make good content, and I continued to try to make content that I found entertaining. And it just all of a sudden just stopped doing well. And I applaud the people that stick through that no problem, because I thought I was that person, but it actually really, I think, negatively affected me. So I think that if TikTok had a clear algorithm that you could follow, that, you know, if you were to do this, 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 and this, you would be successful, then I think that would be great. But I mean, that's anything. I think anything with clear guidelines would be great. I think most things
Of course.
there's always an element of luck.
I think it also adds to the kind of the charm of TikTok is having that kind of weird algorithm. As much as I hate it too, I totally hear. I
Yeah.
totally hear. It's a love-hate relationship by far with TikTok, or at least their algorithm in that sense. Yeah, no, for sure. I could definitely see why that is, and just to kind of remind you too, I've talked to some creators that are doing double, triple numbers than you and me combined, which is like insane to me. And they've even told me the same thing, that it drives them crazy. And there's many days where they're like, why did this not blow up? And it's just like it's maybe even more specifically perfected in editing and stuff like that, or maybe like you mean like it just doesn't make sense. There's no rhyme or reason why one thing goes crazy viral and one thing doesn't. And it definitely it's something that it drives every single person I've talked to that's worked on TikTok that has been open, at least. I mean, maybe there is some that maybe don't feel that. But I think unless you've made one TikTok and you've blown up right off the way and you decided that's it, I'm retiring, I think you probably experienced the same thing that Haley's just talked about. Hello, Blood Angel, by the way. Sorry, I know you joined in. I'm sorry, you joined in about 5 minutes ago. Hello, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow. You're so amazing. I know I was in a deep-rooted conversation. I can't remember what it was about. I think it was about the vulnerability of people and my kind of favorites. So thank you for that, and thank you for the love from Tiggs, Alpha, and Blood too as well. And thank you for everyone else who's been spreading love today. You guys are so amazing. What is your one go-to tip for hitting the TikTok algorithm? If there's one thing that you consistently did, what would you say it would be?
I think that there's two scenarios here.
Okay.
So the first one is that you had something go viral.
Okay.
So you posted something random and it went viral. Whatever you did, do it again. Because there is something, I think, about when you post content that is similar to content you've posted. I think TikTok, when that one went viral, TikTok was like, people liked this, so we're going to push it similar content to that. Because when I posted my first noob streamer problems part, and it didn't really blow up, but to me it did, because that was a couple thousand views, and I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. I made another one, and it did even better. And then I made another one, and it did better. So I would say that, like, when you have an idea, run with it. If it does well, run with it. My second tip, that is more so if you haven't yet blown up or you're a new TikToker, is that like if you're a gaming streamer, for example, and you're trying to promote your stream and you game, Twitch clips are not the way to do it in the beginning. Unfortunately, it sucks, but they just do not get there. They don't get the reach unless you're like a pro player in the game that you're playing, or a very like already well-known gamer in that game. Those clips just don't get pushed. And I think it's because I think TikTok just has a hard time placing that. Like, I don't think it knows where to put it. So it just puts it to random people, and those people do not know this game and do not appreciate this game. And I think that's kind of where it comes from. But that would be my number one tip, is if you are trying to grow, you got to try to find other content in the beginning. I think once you've grown a small following, you could post clips, because now people are like, oh, I follow this person. I didn't realize she plays this game. That's cool. I'm going to go follow her on Twitch. But before that, people don't know who you are. So the clips, I find, at least in my experience, clips have never done as well as just original content of like me being stupid.
It's funny because I can kind of relate in that sense. When I first started on TikTok, I was so confused as to like, what can I post on TikTok, because I literally was doing things all over the board. And I mean, I did a 30-day trial where I was basically doing the same exact thing as you've been doing for months on end, from what I've seen, where it's like you're posting 3 a day. And it's not easy. It's one of the hardest things to do, is posting 3 a day. It's mentally draining. And trying to keep those all up. And so I remember many nights where I was not falling asleep on time, going to bed with like maybe like 4 hours of sleep, because I was trying to make sure that I did the 3. I had them ready for the next day. And it was hard. It was very, very difficult. It wasn't an easy thing to do by any means. So yeah, no, it's creating that kind of original content was kind of where I found it. And I mean, I just had a TikTok that I'm very lucky that blew up. But now I'm thinking, okay, well, now we got to wait 2 months until we get the next one type of thing, because that's how the TikTok algorithm kind of seems to work. Even though I'm consistently doing the same kind of content, which, I mean, if you want exclamation mark TikTok and you go see my TikTok, go follow me. I'm very, very close to 1,000. But the thanks, Donovan. The shameless plug there. But yeah, and I can tell you right now, there's been a lot of clips from today that'll definitely be on there for sure. But Noah's, it's funny because doing all this, and you said original content. It's funny, the original content and not following trends is something that I found that I like more. And I like creating that kind of like that content creation kind of side of things more than I was like kind of like maybe tweaking trends that I liked. So I know I definitely can understand what you're kind of saying there. Kind of going to the final couple questions here. We do have the final question that everyone gets, but I'm going to ask one question that I found out today as I was trying to make sure that you didn't have your the quick questions memorized 100%. I actually found another question that I'm going to be probably adding to the 42 to make it 43, because you made a comment about how you felt a little bit nervous coming into today's stream, which I know a lot of creators have kind of done and said to me in the past. They always say at the break, they're like, it's not as bad as I was hoping that I thought it was going to be, which is good, and I'm glad to hear. My question for you is, what has been your favorite question from today? Or favorite conversation too?
Favorite, yeah. I think the question that you asked, I'm trying to think of what it was, because I remember my answer, but I don't remember the question. I remember.
Just give me the answers. It's all good too. And
yeah. When we talked about what was one thing that was said to me that inspired me the most, or something along those lines, and I talked about that quote.
Oh, what was your best piece of advice? Yes.
Yeah. So I think that was probably my favorite, because I think that I kind of needed that reminder. I feel like the last like 3 weeks, maybe 2 weeks, I was just in a bit of a slump. And like I took a few days off, which was really nice. I actually posted my first TikTok today in like, I think a week, maybe a little less than a week. I cheated. I came back a day early.
I know, I was gonna say what you said on September. Today is August still.
I know. But yeah, I think that, because I honestly think that I just needed that little push, especially with starting college next week, and just like I think also, as every streamer and every content creator, expects to happen, the numbers slow down a little, which was totally expected, and I knew it was going to happen, but I think it's still hard. It's still hard when it does, especially with how quickly things kind of happened for me. And I was very, very lucky, because really, realistically, I hit 1,000 followers on TikTok. That took a while. But as soon as I hit that 1,000 follower mark and I started going live, things just kind of blew up. And then my Twitch also blew up. And that was very, very helpful. And I was very lucky, but I think because those numbers came so quickly, like when they slowed down, it really, really, really just like hit me that this is going to be a process. You're not going to blow up overnight. You're not going to, and I do enjoy the process. I think it's just some days it's harder than others. When let's, for example, I had a few streams that were averaging 25, 26 people, and that was unreal to me. And then all of a sudden those numbers dropped to 12. And 12 is still a great number, and it's still a hell of a lot farther than where I was in the beginning. But I think like just seeing the numbers go down can kind of negatively affect you sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the reminder today with that conversation was, there's going to be good days, there's going to be bad days, there's going to be days that you just get through that stream, and that's okay. But I should be focusing on having fun doing this and creating every stream becoming my best stream, regardless of numbers. Because everything in life is temporary, as morbid as that sounds. Everything in life is temporary, and there's gonna be a day where I look back and be like, I was a Twitch streamer once. Whether I'm like 30 and it just didn't last, or I'm 80 and I'm, like just chilling in a rocking chair saying like, wow, like remember that time that I was a Twitch streamer? That was pretty cool.
Mhm.
Right? And I want to be able to look back and be like, I gave every stream my all, but I also enjoyed every stream. So I think that was a really good reminder just for everything in life in general.
So I've been on the fence since I saw your tweet about no stats September. I've been thinking about it a lot. I've mentioned it to my team. It's one of the first times we've ever unanimously decided that it might be a good idea on anything. Like my team is created to make problems for me so that I have to think through things. I don't just get to make decisions quickly. And that's why I love my team. But it was one of the first times that we've actually all kind of agreed on something very, very quickly. Was the no stats September. So I think based on kind of what you're saying, and also from looking over and seeing Donovan on Discord literally yelling at me in all caps going, take this fucking advice, listen closely, and pay attention. She is spitting facts. Literally word for word is what he's saying over here. As I think it is a good idea. I think I really do need to take your nudge that you put on Twitter is don't look at the stats. And I'm going to be starting with this one here, because I think if I just say, oh, I'm going to do the next one, I'm just going to continue doing that. I'm going to start on this one. I'm not going to look at any of the things. I have not once looked at the view count all stream today. It is something that I didn't expect you to read that on stream. No, I was like laughing because I figured that this was going to come up at one point, Donovan. But as far as that, I think it's a fantastic idea. The times where I feel most creatively kind of excited is when I do not focus on things like that. I've learned from TikTok after that 30 days is don't look at the things. You could literally sit there all day and reload and try and see if their likes are coming in, or you could just do something productive. It's funny to say that because it's something that I literally did and just sat there, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. And maybe it's advice that hopefully maybe someone that's going through TikTok kind of creation is feeling. But it's definitely it's a weird one for sure. It's don't get caught up on the numbers. Just enjoy the process as you put in your TikTok, and I think that's perfectly put. However, we have our last question of the stream. And the question, as I said recently, has recently changed from a one, and I've loved this question ever since I've asked it. It's always given me great answers. Hi Scarlett, how's it going? And also hi Doob, by the way. I saw Doob was in here. Thank you so much, and thank you for the love. You guys are awesome. Is giving me some great answers, and I'm sure with how amazingly insightful you are, Haley, it's not going to be any difference. If you wrote a book about your life up to now, what would the final line be?
Repeat that one more time.
For sure. If you wrote a book about your life up to now, what would the final line be?
That's such a good question. That is a really good question.
I try.
I mean, I feel like this is probably a really anticlimactic line. But I want to say to be continued. Because I am at a place where I feel like my life is just beginning. I feel like I've found something that I'm extremely passionate about. I feel like I've started working towards something that I only thought I could dream of. And there is so much coming for the future that I can't even comprehend it all. So I can't even think of a finishing line because we still got a long way to go.
Perfectly said. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Halion. Halion TTV on TikTok, Halion on Twitch. Here is all of her links for you guys if you guys would like. That is all the links. Please, if you haven't, if you're coming from my community, go follow her. It'll be worth every single second. Go follow her on TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, wherever you go on social media. If you do all five, send it there. I would you're doing yourself a disservice if you haven't. However, already followed. See, Tiggs, this is why you the homie. You know the right ones to follow. And today total, I see there's a total of 16 clips. And I know a lot of them have been me because I look at those for insightful moments that I want to go back and look at and kind of revisit later after the stream. But I'm going to switch before I kind of do my outro, I'm going to switch it to you, Haley, and give the floor to you, to anything you would like to shout out, anything you would like to shout out to someone, to something you're doing, your streams. The floor is yours. Take it away, Haley.
Okay. Well, I just want to say thank you guys so much for being here, and thank you to everyone from my community that came over to support, because I honestly was nervous as heck coming into this. So seeing some familiar people in chat really, really made me a lot more relaxed. And thank you to everyone in Bren's community welcoming me in and making me feel at home here. You guys made me feel very comfortable and open, and I've shared things today that I have not shared with my own stream and my own community. So it was really, really, really nice to feel comfortable being vulnerable with you guys. I love you guys too. And Bren, thank you so much for having me. Honestly, I did not think that I was going to enjoy this as much as I did. I actually had a lot of fun, and I liked getting to know you, and I know I talk a lot, so I probably could have got to know you more. But one of these days, I think you did a roles in reverse at some point where people asked you questions. I would, if you ever were to do that again, I would definitely be interested, for sure. But yes, thank you guys so much for being here. I love you all. When it comes down to my stream, I mean, I play a lot of horror games, so that's pretty much all there is. Lots of Dead by Daylight, but thank you guys so much for all the love. I really do appreciate it a lot. So.
That's perfect. Yeah, for sure. It's perfect. And I'll definitely let you know when I have if we ever do another Connections on Bren. It's something I'm thinking about maybe doing in the future again. It was so much fun for me as well. But thank you for being as open as you were today on stream. This doesn't it's hard for me to be able to run this if I don't have someone who's able to be vulnerable and open on the stream, and you definitely hit that mark perfectly. And also, for those of you that are here that maybe weren't at the beginning, I spoke about it at the beginning, but I'm currently working on a secret project that I've told no one about. No one knows, even my girlfriend and stuff like that. The only thing they know is that there's a project coming up I'm currently working on. If you would like to be a part of that project, get in the Discord, !Discord. We'll give you the link to my Discord. I will be at the very top of that Discord. And if you'd like to answer some connection style questions with me one-on-one off stream, so no pressure, it'll be completely anonymous. He doesn't even let us know exactly. If you'd like to be a part of something kind of like this show today that you watched, it's going to be a kind of a little side project, a little bit on the thing. Private message me the words "I'm interested" or something along the lines of that. Because if you are interested in doing something like that, I will put your name down and I'll contact you about mid-September, and we'll set up a time that you and I can talk and meet. It'll be completely anonymous, but it'll be a part of this project that I am currently working on. If that's not your cup of tea, we also do some fun things in the Discord. We have Discord game nights and things like that all the time. And so if you'd like to be a part of that, we'd love to have you there as well. If not, if this is the only stream you have seen and this is the only stream you plan to see, or you're just not a Discord person, that's totally fine. We hope you come join us on Tuesday when we interview Behavior, a mental health advocate, which if you want to follow me on any of my socials, you'll be able to see all the promo content coming up this weekend, as I put more about it. Thank you to everyone who joined today. Alpha, Tiggs, I saw Daniel in here, Hawaii, Scarlet. I'm just kind of reading through the people here. Blood. Oh my goodness. Malty for the amazing questions as well. Brados. Thank you all. Anyone who I didn't say in there, I'm so sorry if I didn't get your name. But thank you so much for being here, and thank you to you, Haley, for being the amazing person you are and spending your time with us today. It has been definitely a blessing to have you in here. We're gonna go raid actually a Dead by Daylight streamer named Weasel Cake.
Do it.
Yeah, exactly. Do it. From the streams I've seen of her, they are they like scary games is kind of the best way I can put it. So what a perfect person to raid, in my opinion. Thank you again to everyone who joined us. I hope to see you guys on Tuesday. If not, it's been real. My name is Brent. I'm a Canadian podcaster that does this Connections every single week on Tuesday. You have a lovely, lovely rest of your day, and we will talk next time. Take care and goodbye.